prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started. Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes, the people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you, Helen.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started. Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes, the people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you, Helen.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started. Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes, the people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you, Helen.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started. Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes, the people never happy. It's never enough.
Hello. Oh man.
Are you
Gotta say, they definitely kind of decided to get back to playing this. Definitely, and it's especially after, like, you know, last time. Oh. Hi, Safi. Thank you for this complete cues. But yeah, definitely think back to this, I do have like 2 quick announcements to make. The one thing is that if you may notice, I've made some changes for the emotes. I decided to get rid of the raid emote because you know, I barely use the thing. So if I remember correctly, I got rid of the raid emotes, and then I moved the knife mode down to tier 1. So YouTube should be able to use it now, which is good. Oh, there you go. But that's the one thing. I think I did like a couple other ones too, but I didn't remember off the top of my head. I did like half an hour ago or something. There's also doing like 100 other things. But the other thing is that I decided to put another goal up. I figured that wasn't worth putting on the overlay, but at least but notice I'm actually like 2 subpoints away from having new emote slots. So I figure why not? We'll just if anybody else is interested, I'm not asking you not forcing you to do anything like that. But if you're interested in you know, checking it out, just need, you know, help you get to the next level, get more emo slots, and it's up to you guys. But that's mostly what I do. But yeah, but yeah. Anyway, not for broadcast. So if I remember correctly, the last time we last time was interesting because remember for the title, is it during the last broadcast we did? We're essentially pretty much in a war right now, which is like insane. So this is gonna be interesting how this goes forward. So yeah, we'll do it. But yeah, yeah. Welcome everybody, and let's get started here. Is that thinking this is gonna be interesting? I think. The rest of the ship passes in a blur, with the same words going around your head. Operators work for advanced detonated nuclear explosives. Initial estimates for the death toll into the billions. Did this really just happen? Yeah, I actually don't remember that. Pretty much at the end of the last broadcast, where basically there was like a giant explosion, which like probably killed a lot of people, which is like kind of insane. You pull into the driveway with no merry journey home. The light in the front room is on. Clearly someone else is still awake. The door creaks open to the living room, and you find Sam sitting on the sofa staring at TV. The screen is off, and they're clearly lost in thought. Take a seat beside them and put a reassuring hand on their shoulder. They stare at your touch, breaking them out of their stupor. They attempt to smile, but you can see it's strained. Sorry, I didn't hear you, men. I was thinking about... Sam stops, shaking their head. So many people. I can't really believe it. I know, it's... horrible, but necessary. Sam turns to look at you, their gaze calm and sure. If they do what they had to protect us. With the sanctions, the blockades... This is full-scale war. We won. It was just for... Yeah, because we're done with the, support advance all the way, the kind of thing for this run, so, the first one. It was just for them. They had forced us all to starve, and Advance hadn't stepped in. We're lucky to have Advance. Hopefully the rest of the world will realize now that we went back down from doing what's right. It's the only thing which these people understand. Sam smiles at you. No one wanted this, but it's not like there was a choice. The two of you settled down for the evening, splitting more than one bottle of wine and chatting through all the hours. You're grateful to have us next together. God, there's so many days in this. It's insane. There's been a few ups and downs over the last year, but it's nice to be able to enjoy the rest of the summer in the sun in the garden with Sam beside you. You just get into the climactic part of the book you're reading, where Detective Casas is about to enter the serial killer's lair, when you hear sirens come from the front of the house. You change to look for Sam and the two of you head around to the front. You arrive to see a couple of patrol cars and a Betterment vehicle parked outside your neighbor's house. I'm detecting the help they need. You hear from beside you, Sam standing there smiling with arms crossed. Then restored health of new features making things better for everyone. But they will now. Did you put the Andersons at the education office? Oh, that was weird. Huh. Of course, Joan has been complaining about the van since they got in. And I'm pretty sure I heard George on the phone planning to go to the Disrupt meeting when we had him over for dinner last week. You watch as Joan and George are both escorted, though not unkindly, to the van. Their protests seem to fall on deaf ears. Sam raises a twinkle eyebrow and looks at you. It's not to being arrested, just taken to one of his centers. Actually, wait. Yeah, someone up to picture and gun. Yeah, so yeah, okay. That's good. It's not to being arrested, just taken to one of the centers to educate them as to how to advance really helping people. They'll be back before you know it. It's certainly true there are no heads of violence or threat or physical force from the CCOs. Still, you're not sure that's how the pair will be taken away or will receive it. So give head pats fallen and welcome in. Hope you guys are doing good tonight. You smile at Sam. You're right, it's for the best. As the Betterment van pulls away, the CCO locking up George and Jonas' home spots you and Sam. They wave a smile before going over. Don't worry, nothing serious. Won't take long. The pair of you return the wave and head inside. It's good advance for helping those that need it. So the one thing kind of tough words about this. Oh, okay. You want me to put them in place? Okay, I see. Give me 1 second. I just had to set things up here. Oh, no. Run up. One minute. Yeah, clock. There you go. Timer. You got Steam. Nice. That's good. Alright. Switch over. There we go. And start the clock. Yeah, congrats. I just finally got Steam. Hope we got some interesting games to plan to download. Watch, that reminds me, I probably should like check that off there. Complete. There we go. Game Beast DVD, proper Among Us, much better games to play with content. Yeah, nice. Hey, that's good news, actually. Yeah, that's you if I decided to join us a bunch. It's a seemingly ordinary morning, but as soon as you get into work, you find a small crowd, get out in the big room. I came to play Cragny properly now. Yes, finally. Yeah, the good time too, considering we're playing on Tuesday. So they should join us now, which is kind of awesome. During the every first cup of tea of the day, you can't overhear some excited chatter. You didn't hear? Yeah, another one's gone missing. Heck yeah. What's gone missing? What's everything total up to now? Oh, I should think they're over 100 at this point. Don't all have a reporter I noticed yet. Sorry, what's going on? That sighty woman turns to you and begins to explain. The professor went missing from Queensview University. You know, I've seen it through with this. That's fair. Yeah, just working away to the 100K. With all the disappearances over the last year, scientists, doctors, researchers, she pauses for lowering her voice to whisper. It's clear to disrupt targeting the people speaking out against them. Even her advance are struggling to prevent further. A deep, familiar voice behind you interrupts. What exactly is going on here? A silence overtakes the room as you turn using towards the doorway. Bozeman clears his voice before continuing. I've told you before, I don't want to hear about these so-called disappearances. Come on now, people. Advanced have been very clear that there's nothing to worry about. Which means they're not our problem. Unless they start testing cappuccinos as intellectual, I don't think they want to hear us anything to worry about. Best get back to work. Bozeman holds up a hand, keep you as everyone else flies out of the room. Look, between you and me, this leave-it-alone malarkey comes from on high. It's out of my hands. So I would appreciate if you refrain from talking about it further. And make sure the news is in line with that school of thought, yes? You see the pat on the arm and a smile before you leave it to carry on with whatever it is he does during the workday. It seems that, for better or for worse, public ownership is now in full swing. This will be fun. We're just really blowing through these days now. Man. 8:50, damn. You jam your fingers on the steering wheel impatiently as you wave at Charlie again. As great as enjoying the tuition cadets and is so enthusiastic, but did you really need to stay behind every week to help? It's your Saturday evening too, after all. Finally see him exit the hall, a grin on his face. You can't help but smile back, frustration is starting to fade as you see him so genuinely happy. After hugging his friends goodbye, Charlie heads over to the car and gets in his face flushed with excitement. You know, actually, not to see it. He's really getting close to the parking in the hangout spot. I mean, thank God he's not, but still, it's kind of crazy. So, how was you interrupted as you can't tune himself any longer? Guess what? What? He played along with a smile. So, as you started becoming a CCO, so we get a head start from applying for that. Charlie gushes through tea and explaining his news, almost tripping over the words his efforts to tell you. Well, apparently, from next year, the top 5% of the cadets will be taken into a special program to become CCMs, Community Kashida Managers. You guess who's going to be in it? He beams at you. That's great news, Charlie. We're all so proud of you. With a grin from ear to ear, he sits back in his seat. Yeah, I'm so glad I joined. I can't wait to tell everyone. You chuckle. I think a celebration is in order. How about picking up some takeaway on the way home? Yes, Soko. And the rest of the cars trying to spend with Charlie listen to every takeaway you can think of. Oh god. Used to be so picky by now. It's great to see him doing so well. But I finally figure out like what did I get though? After coming downstairs to grab breakfast, the peace and quiet tells you the rest of the family must still be asleep. You stand in the living room and watch some TV while you can, before someone else monopolizes it. This is breaking news. Reports coming in from across the country that large swaths of farmland went up in flames last night as part of what authorities are calling a heinous and well-planned act of terrorism by the group known as Disrupt. You drop your spoon back to the porridge and turn up the volume. Instead of wake people up though. In addition to food stores, which government sources have said will put a strain on the universal menu centers countrywide, a number of CCO and civic buildings were targeted in last night's attack. According to Prime Minister Julia Salzberg, civic prisons and rehabilitation betterment facilities were raided, and a small selection of problematic and potentially dangerous individuals were forcibly extracted from lawful custody. You hold your breath when you see if anyone got hurt. Fortunately, the CCOs were well prepared for an event like this, and the threat appeared to be disorganized in comparison. While there was a limited number of fatalities, they were entirely comprised of disrupt terrorists, with only 3 CCOs reported injured in various conflicts across the country. A significant amount of disrupt activists were arrested and incarcerated, awaiting transfer to a betterment center. More on the story as it develops. You gotta turn off the TV. Directed with Charlie walking into the living room, blurry-eyed with a piece of toast. Anything interesting going on? He just did a TV. Well, everything's on fire, but yeah. Really, you see the news on as a cycle story again. Charlie watches in a hushed silence. By the end of this broadcast, they're dubbing it the Night of Fire. Everything's gonna be okay, right? Yeah, it's all gonna be fine, bud. I hope so. I certainly hope so. Okay. But the end of the big part of this. Yeah, so one thing they said, they did have kind of mission in checking out the VR version of this. That'd be kind of fun, I think. Have celebration night.
Alex?
Yeah.
This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and to be frank, we need your help. I know you've never been that sympathetic to our cause, but since the bombs, well, you've seen what happened. They have to be stopped, Alex. You know it in your start, and tonight, well, it might be our very last chance. Play our tape at the second break.
Oh, wait.
It's on your right. And please, when I hack in, let my message reach the people just once, just tonight, before advance can't be stopped.
Oh, that I wish I was paying attention to what that one is. Oh, that.
So's my nan, but
Grandmother's on the run, Colin.
yeah. Armed robbery, resisting arrest, double homicide on the same bloke.
It's an initiative 500.
I hope he's alright, though.
Where's the range for the beholder?
Your brother was fine.
10 seconds, everybody.
What is probably. Oh, this tape, okay.
Annoying him, probably. Probably. Definitely.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Okay, here we go.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf. Our top stories tonight. Future legend. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted multiple attacks across the territories. During the coordinated action, subsequently dubbed the Night of Fire, emergency services were kept busy at the agricultural centres, while a series of covert attacks were carried out freeing political prisoners,
Okay.
including former newsman Jeremy Donaldson. The disgraced former journalist was obviously considered a high-value target by Disrupt, who had often championed him as a possible new voice for
I was something confused about that. I was wondering what the tape was, but I saw it at the right.
the CCOs,
Yeah.
Jeremy, if you can, wherever you are right now. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the
I'm hoping this isn't
programme
gonna be like too bad.
providing free food for every citizen of the new future.
Let's
What
do.
started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the
Oh, you've got to make it look good though, so yeah.
Promising a healthy, nutritious diet designed to keep all citizens at peak performance, the menu centres use.
So, in terms of, like, I think there's still have time to considering it's I have a chance to like switch the switch the second tape out if we need to. But we'll go with that.
As more and more former countries join the new future, a survey carried out by scientists at Queensview University reveals a stunning fall in depression, self-harm and suicides, especially in those territories which have historically faced the most unjust of indivisions.
Okay.
Professors Whiff Piffle and Grantley Major said that their rigorous
What Piffle?
statistical analysis
Okay.
left them in no doubt
I don't know the
about
name.
numeric
It's interesting.
for everyone, everywhere. So if you think you're feeling down in the dumps tonight, you're empirically wrong.
Ah,
Any
nice.
dream will do. Oddball Disrupt spokesman Alan James today set out Disrupt's vision for what he calls a return to free society. However, the problematic provocateur avoided answering any questions on the movement's
Got this.
increasingly sinister tactics. This image, captured on a long lens by journalists working at the Daily Scandal, shows a clandestine meeting between former Prime Minister Jacob Hamilton-Mann and Ivan Brodovic, formerly of Urkistan, thought
Does it
is this part
apply
of
to that, though?
secretive leadership? Mr.
Hmm,
James
don't know about that.
refused to comment.
Interesting.
Final headlines tonight for 3 stories we've been following closely for the last 2.5 years. Foreign soil. A glimpse
2.5
today
years,
of
damn.
failed CEO Sophia Remington, who, facing serious criminal charges centered around the details
This is the same
of the
picture.
project, spent the last
To be
year
unsure if that applies, but you know, they'll do it.
here in the capital. With no end in sight to her self-imposed isolation, the board of Remington's Fist removed her as CEO in absentia this morning by a unanimous vote. Sophia was heard to yell something obscene in Malvalian at the assembly
Cool.
before slinking back inside.
I love that.
We didn't believe it, but it was something about our mother and a goat.
Lovely.
Unexpected news today as 2 familiar scientists announced the birth of an extraordinary child. The underground struggle of doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sporsborg and Horgensward captured the hearts of people around the world. And after an arduous
They'll do it off a silly scheme, yeah, sometimes.
over a year,
It's really fun.
say they've never been happier. Lady Dante is said to be healthy,
Good for them.
if a bit partial to the airing cupboard.
Ah.
Man on. Footballer Johnny Handsleeves and his new wife Tiffany Lamore proudly announced today that
I don't know if there's still something to bother with that, considering that, you know, they're both the same picture, so I might as well just, like, you know, take it.
beset by tabloid controversy, Johnny seems to be settling
I mean, this
down
is really the TV bit too busy though, I guess. So it works.
the ultimate golden goal. If a golden goal also peed on you.
Yikes.
All that, plus we'll be taking a trip trip to dangly parts for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh. Gotta pay attention to this, make sure it stays within the white lines. That's the important thing about this. Please up. Oh, please up it. Oh god.
But first, 500 days.
There we go. Oh,
Tonight's
okay.
program is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement.
Oh, he died?
Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour.
We have to stand around here for too much longer, listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick,
I don't know what we're going to do.
we're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick?
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days.
God damn, man. It's going off.
I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you joined me here live. For what? Oh.
Oh boy.
To that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous.
I love that.
Sneak peek at the designs, and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
Thank you, Megan.
What is that, Patrick?
I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties.
Oh, God.
There, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly. For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Oh god, let's just rip this.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting...
Ah, here we go.
Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero.
Okay, here we go.
Peter Gordon Clement.
Okay.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Okay.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage,
Okay.
integrity,
Sorry for the focus right now.
empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
I want to see if we report about that.
Spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen.
There's nothing wrong with this one, honestly.
He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents.
What
Peter had the heart
is going on with
to do
this?
it all,
That is
All
wild.
he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively
Of course, they trouble with.
over 1.5 million swear words during his career.
Of course, knowing from me.
Figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness,
Kevin's busy,
as
honestly.
he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night,
Oh,
he wasn't the man we loved.
just punch it out.
But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
I do love this guy though.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
Yeah, of course. I'd have time to sit drinking like crazy.
Met Peter
I love that.
20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilled coffee all down myself. I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way you've got a problem."
Nice. Love.
And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them.
What do you for your
That's the
pants?
sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive,
And quite drunk.
a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious nation of ours, so beautiful and new, this
Maybe you could edit more in our favour next time. Things are about to get started.
Shut up.
Another chance to control the impression the public gets. You'll know when, Alex.
the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed.
I'm never listening to you right now. My God.
For me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference.
Nice. First of all, he's through some pants there.
Great honour
I love that.
to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Should we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh, jeez.
Now, Alex, control the message.
Keep it away from that. Dad, keep it away. That's not even to be bad, honestly. You're still showing up in the background. I love that. And I'm still getting positive points too, which is good. That's such a working, man. God damn, man. Oh God. What's wrong with that? Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's probably good to just left it for now.
Shocking scenes from the capital there, exclusively on the National Nightly News, and our apologies to any of our viewers who might have found this evening's events upsetting. But at the National Nightly News, we believe in bringing you the raw, unedited truth as it happens.
Yeah, I can't believe we did that though. It's kind of crazy.
We'll update you on the latest from this disrupt attack later in the programme, but when we come back, it's time for happier pursuits. And you know what that means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
I don't know what else to say. We need your help. I'm begging you.
Ah, nah.
It's becoming a weekly event. No, it's different tonight. This is the big one.
Nah, I just kind of feel yet.
There's a revolution happening outside, and we're off to Dangley fucking Park. That's journalism.
Yeah, it's like the time I do like a separate run, like for. Ooh, A+, nice. Yeah, I might do like a separate run, like off stream for like the full disrupt run, I guess. That'd be fun to do, honestly. Just to try things out. Not much to say.
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom, who's one of us, is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist, and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives...
Oh, God. People do that now. Jeez.
This is your new makeup artist, Craig.
No.
What?
No.
10 seconds, everybody.
Sorry, Craig. It's a no.
Really?
Okay, we
That's
are
unfortunate.
starting in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolf. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature, The Notice Board.
I was thinking about that. Oh, nice.
Chat with Philippa Radin. Tell me, why do you think the public love The Notice Board so much?
It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they
Should look happy about that.
are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay.
Unfortunately, then
I still works then.
interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yikes.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, The Notice Board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
So many things.
I'm still trying to come for it. They've done my last year. That's insane.
Wow, you really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey, hey, hey. You're welcome.
Nice.
We just heard our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of responsibility now. You know, a sense I've been entrusted with something precious and that I should use that platform for good.
Yeah, it's really important.
Of course.
We should use this platform to do good in the world, I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many underprivileged children as I can.
You blew that one, Alex. You there. See if you can get a message to...
Better access to education or reducing child poverty.
No, by adopting
Okay.
children I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're one of those people. Okay.
How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room...
Oh, really? I just do it that far. Damn, that's kind of insane.
You really are some sort of hero.
I love that.
I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering.
Just a fair point.
Children, were their lives really that bad before?
Oh, they're Northern's, I presume so.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children have a celebrity parent.
I've
Okay.
never thought of it that way
And
before.
I'm doing everything I can to fix
Not sure
it.
if that works like that, but hey,
What
I
do
love
you
it.
think is about your life that's so desirable then?
Well, it's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water. So, actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
That I can relate to. Right, better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough for me. Let's go now over to Dangley Parks for the final ever episode of The Notice Board.
See how this goes. That was about this one, I was like, I didn't know it was like talking about trouble before.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze,
What?
dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Thank God for that.
Of course. Keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vic?
Okay, let's really keep in control of this now. Thank God.
Disgrace. Somebody has defamed.
You might as well try and get the go code out, Alex. Some of the cells know the location. We need 3 boos for the next 3 sound effects.
I missed them.
3 boos in a row. Please. Lives depend on it.
It looks heavy.
Ha! They don't call me the Right Reverend Ripped for no reason.
Good for that. Oh, good for him.
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to use it.
Oh, you're fucking us, Alex.
It looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable
Why won't you help us? We're outnumbered. We're outgunned. What's wrong with you?
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town?
That's all like money. It's all about the money here.
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck again last night.
Ferret?
Ray opened the post office this morning. He found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God! Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry.
How dare.
We won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura.
Actually, one sec. I said my timer just went off, so I had to switch back. Okay. Switch back. There we go. Okay, so. And boom.
Tell me,
There we go.
why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fate.
Okay.
For my name's not Captain Danger Evans.
What hairstyles guy has? I love that.
Cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery.
Oh yeah, oh god. He has like super head hair right now.
Wide open. Me. Blackout.
It's the morning of the village fete, thanks to theatrical convention.
Thank you for that.
I hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team, setting up for a show that will be far too expensive for live television.
Oh, good.
Set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Love it.
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
Damn ferret has struck again.
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm
How
very
dare Ferret do this?
I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fete.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you. The vicar.
Oh my lord.
What you're talking about?
Admit it.
Okay.
You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or
Oh dear.
eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Which brings me on to my third clue. The vicar said that he had no more room for jam.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
Oh my lord.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
The rest of us are flipping looking insane then.
Nothing.
Get him out of here!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
Oh, I don't appreciate that, honestly. That was good stuff.
Well, that was it. The final ever episode of the notice board. And what a way to end it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Philippa and Tommy. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning. So don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
That's the ads. Well done, everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant day!
Oh, that was nice.
This is important. Tonight is our one chance. Please, please play our ad.
Too late.
I've got 4 kinds of sausage.
Too late.
Hey, you coming to the after party?
I'm not going to lie to you, Alex. It looks bad.
I mean, bad for you, not bad for me.
The public will come out. That they'll be behind us.
That's just judging me now.
Can't give up now. One last request, Alex, if you can. One of the next guests is with us. When we get asked, censor her for us, and the final orders will go out. You'll get 3 chances. Please, if there's any humanity left in you, get it right at least twice. There's so many.
Okay.
Did she? That's
I
my
think this is
shade,
going to be
yeah?
interesting, I think.
Yeah, this is my shade.
What? Okay.
We can run back to Jenny now.
Oh dear.
Sorry
Oh
about
god.
that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all.
They said no one's died, that's all I can say.
10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
She is in tears. Going in 5, 4, 3.
God. It's such an awkward now, honestly.
The National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes. Listen. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy
Okay.
life. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone.
Just something to me with how much am I changing these cameras around? I hope not, at least.
We do charitable deeds, but the flowers of a happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Darling John, oh dearest John, there's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump. You poor unlucky chump.
Is it cancer?
Worse, oh John, we're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at book club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
God, it sounds so real, honestly.
And you'll start to disagree and forget about that holiday in territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again.
No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub.
Oh yeah, it's never too real, honestly. All of it.
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when they take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's grown.
I don't know what this thing does, honestly. Never forget it, honestly.
And you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life. No one wails and no one bawls.
I'm assuming it's a word like that, you know, just for points.
A happy husband, a wonderful wife. We got a childless life.
Oh, fun.
Having a baby. We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily.
Something shut the victim instance anyway.
No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is
Well, this is gonna be some of them, you know, not losing points for that, which is good.
passing craze to have childless days. We're having a baby and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs.
Which is good for that, I think. Oh, so I guess it's like I have to listen to the multiplier thing, maybe. Or maybe not. This kind of works though, I think. Maybe.
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the Capital Theatre District, and will be touring the territories later this year. Right then, come on you lot, come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello.
Hi, Megan. It's an honour to be here.
Oh really, are you fans of the show?
Yeah, it used to be.
Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
With matinees on Wednesday.
Every single night, the queue's busy. I was like,
So the show's creators.
I don't know.
Right. Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced now. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Borum Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Sapley. Used to be in the business professionally.
Take her for that.
Mine's Jill with a J. And I'm Janet.
How else do you spell chill?
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's awkward.
Guys, our names all begin with J.
We never noticed.
is that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe? You knew? Why didn't you say anything? I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it. I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples. In real life as well as in the show.
Well,
God,
not exactly.
No.
Ooh.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm
Oh.
John, you lucky bee.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack. Jen, Janet. Jill, Jen.
Oh, God.
Jill.
Really?
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
Too much doing and throwing.
Gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which is less truthful.
We're also less likely to...
I don't see how that works like that.
Oh god, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it? Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights.
Okay.
But when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital.
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You look, you're not 19, honestly.
As a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful. No singing.
Yeah, it's difficult to for 19, honestly.
This piece isn't.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children and why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem.
That's fair.
Terrible problem.
Having children.
You understand, Megan.
You clearly agree. This isn't about me.
Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9.
Oh, God.
Chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one. Because
you're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said.
Just be something difficult now, then.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it? Well, go ahead. It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character
Don't see enough of that, though.
For a distribution unit, eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. I probably said too much already.
Okay.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you.
Better hope so, though.
We've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The nose ring there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating...
Well, what's this not like a different Patrick Band coming out? It's very, very weird, honestly.
An attack which I myself have been found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed.
I don't want to what the deal with that was.
Death, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades.
Yeah, so I think there's a chance to probably could be an interference thing coming up.
So, is the situation now? Are we safe?
I mean, you don't look very good right now, so.
The security service.
But yes, we're safe after this.
And I would like to assure the public that although
Good guess. That's a question for that.
there were no civilians.
It's hard to say though, honestly.
Well, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths.
Thank God.
Just the thought of terrorists curtailed by law enforcement who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera. Speak there on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war.
It doesn't sit down and look outside, even though it's like a bunch of like gunshot stuff.
Peter Clements once famously said, "It ends today."
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's national news. But before we go, one final thought. Throughout the programme tonight, we've been receiving reports of disrupt activities throughout the territories. Through a series of coordinated attacks, these terrorists are attempting to undermine Advance's vital work. However, sources at team headquarters have told us that this flaccid revolution was not only predicted, but allowed to happen. Our government have lured Disrupt out from the shadows, and they are not the only
30 weeks though.
Hopefully. The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight. So stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this program that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus
There we go.
our minds on building a
Oh, there we go. Thank God.
My name is Megan Wolf. Let's meet tomorrow.
Oh. God, that was close. Oh my. Huh. That was a good run, actually. I like that. That was interesting. Of course, they do the demon to freaking edit. But this is still A+ though. At least it's bad for that. It's not so much we can do about it though, so hey. That's the part about that attack though. So, hey. I think maybe I'll deal with it. So it's not that bad. Of course, Disrupt doesn't like me, Advance likes me so much, and this station still loves me, which is, you know, the important thing. You might work a little early, despite a stressful journey in. You're still not sure quite everything that happened, though if the swarm of CCOs over the building and sending go by, this isn't just a Channel 1 matter. This is confirmed when you're informed that you need to speak to Bozeman immediately, and are escorted to his office. You sit nervously outside, waiting for your boss. A few minutes later, the boss man arrives, disheveled, and with a sterling CCO in tow. Ah, yes, Winston. Good. This is Special Stables. She will be observing this interview. Please, come inside and take a seat. The ruddy-faced man busts into his office and leaves the door open for you to follow. A few times been in here before, it was immaculate, but everything in its proper place. Not so today. Must be serious for Bozeman to be this flustered. So, Alex, you know we're here today? Bozeman's eyes are sharp, and his gaze is fixed on your face from across the desk. Able to stand behind you, Out of sight, but definitely not out of mind. Not really, no. I wasn't involved in anything that happened yesterday. What happened last night was nothing short of a culmination of a heinous and dangerous attempting terror that disruptive and brief on this nation and its territories. Bozeman chooses lands behind to the left, where you see CCO observers standing. And it is, of course, our duty to root out this fraught, whatever we find it, to prevent anything like last night happen ever again. I've been asked by advance to perform interviews with all staff members involved, and we'll be submitting a personal review of their performance, both during the instant question and throughout your time here. This will end well. Just a quick smile. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. I'm reading some papers, but clears the throat and begins. Obviously, a lot of time last night, and have a number of interviews cut today, so I'd rather none of them take any longer than necessary. Please be brief, concise, and clear in your answers. You nod? So let's start at the beginning of the broadcast and work your way through. After the attack at the Morville, you seem to have betrayed the terrorists in quite sympathetic light. Why? I'm not sure how that affects, considering I basically... I mean, I basically kept on the... I kept on the news feed, so I'm sure that fares. Let's do that one. Yes, of course. With every flux, you want to know what happened next. I'm starting to do the best you could, Alex. You always do. Bozeman scribbles notes down, the noises of his pen crashing into the notepad, punching a little bit of constant tick-tock of his ornate clock. Hope this will be over soon. I've always got a lot more interviews ahead of me, so I think we can leave it there for now, Alex. Bozeman looks at the CCO and seems to get the response feed once, nods. Thankfully, it's roughed with the word last night, so we're still strong and on the air. You can head back to your post now. Thank you for your time. Back to normal? I hope so. God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn, man. It's your anniversary, and this year you got a plan. A week away to be just what the doctor ordered for you and Sam, but it won't be cheap. It's more than you normally spend, but Sam's worth every penny, honestly. Sam still hasn't forgotten the missed anniversary, but you did not make the mistake again in the 3 years since. Damn Bozeman. With a trip booked, you've been told to have today off, so you can go all out with a nice beautiful scratch. Fancy. Sam's gonna love it. They should be here any minute. Even and Chris seem to be on the same page for the first time in years. Maybe it's been long enough for them to forgive you, or perhaps they decided they were unfair to ask you, but either way, you're grateful for the newfound peace. David helped you clean up the house today. When someone Sam gets back from work, it'll be pristine. Your keys are locked, but the file touches in place. As Sam sits in the hallway, you're waiting in the doorway to the kitchen, dressed to the nines and acting as nonchalant as possible. Alex? What's all this? Oh my god, did you clean? And what's that smell? They give you a quick kiss as you step past you into the kitchen, where the banquet is laid out, candles lit, with Chris and the children standing quietly grinning. Oh my god. Alex. Happy anniversary, Sam. Happy anniversary comes, of course, from your 3 cheerleaders, as Sam turns to you, smiling with the tears in their eyes. Alex, it's perfect. Sam runs over and kisses you softly, only breaking off when you get a less than subtle cough from Charlie. So, I got officially accepted into the Community Tuition Management Program, Charlie breaks out. And how do you feel about being grandparents? Susie continues. Wait, what was that? Kidding, I'm kidding. They'll be sooner than you think. Susie laughs as Sam grabs the door for him for support. Alright, you two are coming with me before you give your parents a heart attack. We'll see you later. Tomorrow. As in, not tonight. With a wink, they finish ushering Charlie and Susie out of the house. You pull out Sam's chair for them. Why, thank you, Sam says, taking a seat and grinning at you. I thought that kids are even busy. I shake their head as you take your own seat opposite them. Tomorrow. For now. You really didn't have to do all this, Alex. I know. I wanted to. I love you, Sam. I love you too, they breathe, admiring the panoply of food you prepare for them. Now, where on earth to begin? You laugh as you pour the first glass of champagne for the evening. You're very lucky to have such a wonderful family. Who could ask for more? That was fun. That's kind of cute, I like that. If only it was 1337, that would be nice. Sam's call and brief but urgent. Susie was in the hospital and asked both of you to come. Bozeman was surprisingly understanding and let Tony leave work immediately. You expected at least some hesitation. When you asked at the front desk, they directed you to Susie's room. You went up 2 flights of stairs along the corridor until you found the right room. Another one. That's, what, 5? 2 nurses outside cut themselves off and you pushed past into the room. Sam was at your daughter's bedside, speaking with the doctor. Susie is in a medical gown. Both faces are streaked with tears. What's wrong? What happened? Doctor looks sympathetic towards you as you move to put your arms on the pair of them. Susie was fine after time to rest. However, I'm afraid we weren't able to save the baby. Oh, God. That's unfortunate. Sam looks Susie as your daughter breaks down into tears. Oh, God. I'm just sorry to hear right now, but it looks like it to be difficult and found it possible for you to conceive. Again, I'm terribly sorry, but if you have questions at all, I'll be just outside. 3 of you are left alone in the room, hugging tight as if that to somehow fix this. Your poor little girl. You wish there was something you could do. Anything. But there isn't. For now, all you can do is hold her close and protect your daughter as best you can. That sucks, man. Can't believe you did that. Everything's ready. You and Sam have been trying to watch Bullet Man for years, but you missed it in the cinemas and never seemed to be in stock when one of you went to pick up the VHS. Now you're just waiting for them to get home so you can start. Hear the front door open as you put a bowl of popcorn on the coffee table. There's not much coffee in there. Popcorn in there, I mean. We're ready to go. Get your butt in here. Sam comes in with a vacant stare, ignoring both film and snacks as he sits down next to you. You have to actually nudge them and break their stupor. Sam, what is it? I just been let go from work. Sam was just staring in his face. Apparently there isn't a need for 2 nurse teachers anymore. Not enough children. So they can't justify the expense. Honey, I'm so sorry. It'll be okay, I'll find another place. No, you don't get it. There just isn't that demand for young years teachers anymore. Not just here, anywhere. I don't know what I'm going to do. What we're going to do. You pull Sam to a hug. That's alright. With what we say, we should be okay for a little while. I guess you're right. I say putting this burden on you. Sam pulls back and looks at you. But I'll find something. I promise. For our team. They laugh. God, I can't believe I just said that. I saw like the bloody advance advert. You chuckle. We are, though. And we'll get this together. You flip Bullet Man on, finally finishing the film after years of build-up. It's a typical Hollywood blockbuster, but not best sold as a wedding, but enjoyable nonetheless. Later that night, long after Sam's fallen asleep while cocooning in the duvet, you find yourself wide awake, thinking about money. How long were savings let you last? That's a good question, man. Huh. Yeah. 250,000? Not quite. Like this, you know. Don't get this soon after this one, though. Okay.
Hello, Alex. I've checked the schedule for tonight. Nothing major to report. Certainly isn't anything you can't handle. Still, at least my daughter's in for Advance's new initiative. That should liven things up a bit here. Keep up the good work.
I'll have you for that then. Alright, let's go. Oh, so... But... But they didn't even pass with this touch team fruit chart hits. Let's do here. It's time to pray for some team is celebrating the future. Yeah, put that here. Let's match 9 quarters team for adhesive. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay. Got no one set up in here, so let's go.
And this is Jenny. She's the floor manager.
Hi, Stacey.
That's Colin. He, too much. Don't talk to Colin.
Not getting involved and bring your daughter to work, eh, Colin?
Nah, we don't believe in it.
All right, come and sit next to Mum.
Believe in what?
Just days.
It's an interesting dress he's wearing, honestly. I love that.
10 seconds, everybody. Explains so much. Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening and welcome to the NNN. I'm Megan Wolf. And who's this, you might be wondering? Well, it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day here at Channel 1. So I'm joined tonight by my foster daughter, Stacey. Say hello, Stacey. Go fuck yourself.
Oh. Ouch. She's not happy with head.
First up, with Advance confirming that the nuclear fallout from the 20-week war is to blame for the drop in birth rates across the territories, we asked you, what keeps you going? I know that I, for one, was deflated when I heard about this, but reading all your submissions has really put the smile back on my face. This is from Drew in Humberset. To take our minds off things, me and my partner have been building this house for our hamster. It really does distract
That's for a hamster. My God, man.
sterility rate. So next week, we're building Nibbles a tiny conservatory, a loft conversion,
Damn, man.
to a holiday home. Thank you for that. And if you've started a new hobby, do write in and tell us about it. Next up, you know how we love your uncanny comestible coincidences, and I don't know about you, but I think this one really takes the biscuit. I'm not sure what I'm impressed by, Stacey. The things our viewers spot will be unbelievable.
I still have to be here, honestly. I didn't see enough of like faces and toes, so that'll make it interesting now.
Catherine from Berkeldown sent us this, saying, I couldn't help but spot the face of poor departed Peter Clement in my fall.
It's hard to tell what it is, though.
Oh, I'm not sure if I see it, Catherine, but then again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I see it either. Can't think of it.
Do keep those coming in. Come on, have a go. We've just got time for one more of your stories, and this one is an inspiring story of rehabilitation. That's it, just tell us who it's from, yeah, and then read it out. Okay.
Apparently, this is from Sherry Intendant.
Well, she should involve with it. You think it should just be like super like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Sober and working, thanks to the facilities I had access to on the inside. I'll never have to go back to my old life of stealing cars and burning down charity shops.
Yikes.
I just wanted to share.
We absolutely love hearing the way our neighbours and team members have been able to become better. So do let us know your stories here. You can do this bit, Stacey. Come on, give it a try.
Come on.
Let us know your stories here at the NNN.
Right, bit of a change of pace coming up here. You'll need to use the SFX buttons for the next segment, but Advance have already selected when and what to use. Simple stuff. Just follow your government orders.
Okay. Works for me then. They just have a mark, so I must haven't got that. They got that.
First up tonight on the NNN, it's time to celebrate this week's team lottery winners live from the Shakespeare Theatre right here in the capital. We're going to hand over to Julia Salisbury. I suppose you don't think much of her either, eh, Stacey?
She's got a lot more going for her than you wankers.
Okay. Surprising vote of approval there from Stacey.
That works.
Let's go live to that right now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Team Awards. Of all the many duties I have as team leader, this is by far the most pleasant.
It's always fun to do that, though.
As I so often say to you, the uneven past is now, following the demise of Disrupt, firmly...
So this is not able to keep up with it.
This is the
Which is good for that.
And I say to you, it's better now. I am delighted to be joined here tonight by one of the oldest people in Territory 1. He was born over 107 years ago.
Whoa.
Give a warm team welcome to Alfie Touchbadger.
This guy's probably been 107.
You must have seen so
Honestly.
much in your lifetime. What have been some of the highlights? Alfie? Is he all right?
His hearing aid isn't turned on.
Could you turn it on?
And turn on then.
He says it drains the battery.
Well, will you tell him that we'll buy him a brand new battery after the presentation?
Yeah, he says that's fine then.
They do it.
I will help him with that.
If you would. Sorry, can't get the start.
We got it.
So, Alfie, you're 107 years old.
Oh, don't bloody remind me.
Would you like to tell the audience what that's like?
Where is everybody?
It's just somewhere else.
Out there, in the dark. Oh, bless him, not just the ears.
Who are you? 2 sugars, please.
I'm Julia Salisbury, the Prime Minister.
I like this story. Who are you really?
No, I really am the Prime Minister.
Oh, so you're you know.
Oh God.
Women can do anything men can do these days, Alfie.
Oh God. It's one of the ones people isn't it?
I can't say I've ever tried.
No, I didn't think so. 2 sugars, please, and not too much milk.
Oh God.
Shall we get to the awards, Alfie?
Are you going to ask me about my life?
Well, I'm not sure we have enough time left now for that. So
When I was 9, I wanted to paint a tap. There was no television then, back then, you know. We made our own entertainment out of coal and roadkill.
Oh God.
So they got me a pet, see, but it weren't a dog. They told me it were a dog, but it were a stone.
A stone?
Yeah.
What?
So I called
How rude. What do they do to them?
It was a popular name for a dog back then, on account of the king having a patchy face. And I decided to introduce him to pretty little Gertie Thimble, who lived up the road.
Oh, how romantic.
Ah. It's adorable for that.
Threw my dog in the river. That was the day I decided I'd never marry.
And that's the secret to your long life?
Oh no, I've been married 7 times. Divorced 8. There was a mix-up with number 3, see. Yes, I was just...
It actually makes sense, but we'll go with it.
Are we going back to the home soon?
Soon, Alfie. First, let's turn to the reason we're all here. The weekly Territory 1 Team Awards.
Did you see the laugh about that?
Is a lady who really knows how to put in the extra hours. She works at a transition centre in Hamble Bamblebury, and she has single-handedly allowed more families to unburden each other than any other nurse in Territory 1. In the uneven past, she'd have been locked up. Tonight, she is being honoured as a team player. Please welcome Daphne Snister.
Are you here to change me?
Just give her a medal, Alfie. There's a good boy.
And don't let it steep too long.
I think you're supposed to give me one of those.
Well,
there he goes. Look.
I can't get the arms up any higher than that. You'll have to go down, love.
So you've done a bit there.
Thank God those fractious times are behind us, and now the territories are thriving.
Oh, Ian, as the actor said to the bishop.
Yes, thank you. I've got it from here.
Still enjoy that though.
Well done.
Oh, jeez.
Hold back there. She's tougher than one of Peter's homemade
She's throwing nuts in an envelope there.
I've won a holiday for two in
Oh.
Territory 15. Used to be called San Palmerino, didn't it?
I believe it did, yes.
Why couldn't we have stuck with that then? It's easier to remember.
We're all one nation now.
Hang on a minute. Isn't it still on fire?
Daphne Snister, everyone.
Oh, okay. So we're mentioned there. I haven't missed that though. I thought that was fortunate.
We'll get to that, Alfie. Next up tonight is a couple from Farnley who, after a rocky start losing their family's ill-gotten gains to the Assets and Wealth Act, have really embraced the new future, setting up a community farm and petting zoo in their local area for all the local children to play. Please welcome Otho and Lobelia Jackson Randy-Gannis.
Oh, nice of them.
Alfie.
You know, when I was in the trenches, I had a pal called Scotty Wilson. He was from Wales, so I didn't understand a bloody word he said, but he were my best mate.
Should we just grab one for ourselves? Probably for the best.
And his best mate was Smudger A's. There was them, Fiddly Eric,
Okay.
and of course, Leggy Sidney.
I was still going with that.
Were a girl, but she had a boy's name, so they shipped her to the front anyway.
Let's all save some time having to deal with him giving the medals to them.
Dead now. They all are. Smudger and Scotty never made it home. Fiddly got shanked. Frankworth prison in argument over an olive. And Terry, he exploded quietly at home.
Let's still go with that.
Got a fatal skin.
Of course.
Scratched herself to death. It makes you think.
Thanks, Alfie. Great contribution. So, Otho and Lobelia, a petting zoo.
After we lost all our wealth, we discovered there were actually people who had never even owned a pony.
That's unfortunate.
So we decided to do something about it. That's the type of people we are, you see. Advantage of a private education, probably.
Well, I'm sure we could debate that all night, but there's no time. So, let's see what you've won.
Yes, before we do, there's something I wanted to say to you.
Oh, absolutely. Every citizen of the new future has my ear.
When advance came to power, you took all of our wealth.
Oh god, I forgot then.
Quite literally, in my case, I used to collect shirts.
You might as well have the rest of it, too.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, not again. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. Bennies and the news are not good bedfellows. Keep those flackbits off my channel, Alex.
Hand Smasher. And you are? Oh, no. Oh.
It isn't right and it isn't fair.
You tell him, girl. That's my wife, you know.
Oh god, please don't.
You can't make pearls with swine, it isn't right. We used to have 3 horses, Fenton to Fethel and Hunwell. And now what have we got? 2 mangy goats, 1 mongrel dog called Kenneth, and a rooster that won't bloody shut up!
Can we get this over quickly with, please?
As the actress said to the bishop.
Oh, please. Oh god.
Hello, Alfie Hand Smasher.
That's really about to put something sometime, honestly.
Stop them!
Oh, don't worry, love. I'll protect you. Oh,
I was living up here for this, honestly. That was wild.
You've got to blow what he knows. You know, this reminds me of when I was in the 20s and we go to the promenade.
I'm pretty sure the open live I just switched back to the newsfeed screen, so kind of go around this.
Black and white then, of course. We'd visit the Penny Arcade and try to win a block of lard
Oh.
to take home to the family.
Oh, damn.
Buy lard in those days. You had to win it. Oh.
That's like going to town on that, man. See in the background there.
Girls. Everyone else was recruited by the circuses. There were loads of them, you see, circuses, with their big tents and their candy floss. You'd hear the music, the pipe organ, drifting over the nearby fields. My mum used to call it the most magical sound in the world. This was before she lost here, and after giving a particularly loud round of applause. Did you ever go to the circus?
What's that, Alfie?
The circus. Oh, just the tea, Pet.
Well, that was an unexpected dose of naked nostalgia.
Hey.
Some people simply can't let go of the past. That's why I look in joy and fervent admiration at the younger generation. So cohesive, such a team. And with fertility falling throughout the territories, we should value our fabulous new generation now more than ever. Our final winner tonight is a go-getter who really went from...
God, I honestly can't imagine like that. You film all this, it's gonna be a lot, honestly.
Since then, he's gone on to be a
It's gonna be interesting now.
cohesion cadet leader and organised all of the entertainment at last year's Camp Cooperation. Our final winner tonight, Edwin Neverlay.
Oh,
You should be in a transition centre, you old nonk.
Oh. Damn, man.
It's an absolute pleasure to finally meet you. We're very similar, in my opinion.
Well, I've never been much of a role model.
Nonsense, Prime Minister. You have saved this country. You have fought enemies, foreign and domestic.
Well, this guy's a massive sucker, man. Some,
Well, let's open the envelope and find out what you've won. Maybe it'll be a fist enlargement.
oh yeah, he is a massive suck up. I love him.
A year's internship as a behaviour coach at Betterment. Let's show the fools where they went wrong, eh?
Well, actually, Betterment is about rehabilitation, Edwin.
Absolutely. And if they went
Okay.
we retaliate. Just like you did on Liberation Day.
This is gonna freak me out.
David, report the non-cohesive. Be a team player.
That concludes tonight's
God, I love that.
Join me next week when hopefully things will be a lot more normal. Back to you, Megan.
Be there at a highly eventful team awards ceremony. Any thoughts on this week's winners, Stacey?
The nurse was fucking scary, the preteens were saggy, and that little prick will never lose his virginity.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with that, honestly.
After the break, we'll be going live to a star-studded premiere. You won't believe who's on the red carpet tonight. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back after this.
Oh, Alex, one other... What's that? You're off already? I know you had to take the day off work with uni, but... Oh, I see. No luck still with Theodore. I'm so sorry, darling. Of course. I'll speak to you later. Oh, Alex, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Blast it all. You're lucky your Susie is outside the catchment area and exempt for today.
Okay.
Do you reckon he's watching us somewhere? Laughing. Are you receiving us?
Are you fucking with us? Oh, right. So she can swear.
Alright, pretty great. Not bad. Yeah, to mention that the one kind of screwed me up a bit, so don't expect too much of it. But hey. But I mean, at least it's still manageable, so I'm not super worried about it. But hey.
So, Patrick and Robin are just going to grab her hand, and then you've got these generic links on your to glue it all together.
They do know I have a Queen's View degree in journalism.
Ow, God. Okay.
Just bring your daughter to work then.
Just pain my neck right now.
Here's our winning case.
Sitting around that boy band, Hotspot.
Heat rash. Hotspot when it lasts.
Heat rash.
That's pretty fine though, I think.
Can you take your hands up with them? The songs too. Ah, there she is, and just in time too.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
What have you been up to?
And what's it to you?
And we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. Stacey's still here.
Wishing she wasn't.
She's somehow still here.
And in this segment, we're delighted to have sent Robin and Patrick to the movies. Yes, tonight is the world premiere of The Automated, starring Lawrence Blunderclatch and the late
this guy.
Helena
Okay.
Canterbury Boatshoe. And all the stars are out tonight. We first covered this film almost 5 years ago, back when it was called The Medicated. Then, for mysterious reasons, the film was suddenly pulled the night before its release. Well, since then, executive producer George Focus has spent 5 long years polishing the film and turning it into a special edition and premiering tonight. With extensive state-of-the-art visual effects and a top-quality voice team, George says it's the movie he always wanted to make. Now, let's take a look at it.
Oh.
I can't deconstruct it. I can't deconstruct it. Robots.
Is this a
It's not saying much right now, but hey.
Think I don't grow that?
Got to focus a bit there.
No, Dick, I'll kill you. Think of Saturn.
There's something on your face, Chief Harrison.
Yeah, at least I'm just happy when you're used to doing this, and it's like you just sort of screw it up randomly, just for no reason, which is good.
If only I'd noticed.
Captain Quasar.
You rusted, but I didn't notice.
Captain.
I'm buffering, Dick, you said.
Got one on you.
God damn it, blast it off!
Come on, please end.
What's the matter?
Okay, so head north on Interstellar Avenue.
Okay.
Asteroid belt and a tricky 3-point turn at Uranus.
Uranus.
These symbols. This corner. This is the key.
Shut it down.
Yes, we can shut it down.
But we have to ask ourselves, who are we?
There we go. Okay. These sessions are always like super tense, honestly.
Gosh, thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey?
Not much to say.
All right, I guess. They certainly were. Let's go over to Robin Short now in Western Square, who I believe has got the star of the show. Robin.
Right, you, shall we?
Yes, we are live from Western Square with a man who needs no introduction, Lawrence Blunderclatch. How has your evening been so far?
Magical.
Oh.
Absolutely magical. My most dear friends all gathered here to celebrate my work. One really couldn't ask for much more, could one?
Well, on that note, with award season just around the corner, are you hoping to add to your collection for a 3rd time?
I really couldn't say.
God, I do all these things.
Association deigned to honour me for a 4th time. So be it. It's really not for me to say. But let's just say that I know of 3 little gold men who are getting rather lonely.
Absolutely.
Because I've won 3 little awards.
So it was kind of fun to see him pop up again after like how long it's been since the last time I saw him for the M1 every second, like the very early game.
Well, as I was
I think that's like the first one actually I think of it. It's interesting.
The Stephen Spellman. Lovely chap.
It's like that.
Unbelievable mind. I said, Stephen, you know, this really has been quite the ride. Did you know what he said?
Okay.
He agreed with me.
Okay.
Wow. And what do you attribute your success to?
Well, if we're talking
God, there's so many of this.
say 60% talent, 30% looks, and 10% passion. Brackets.
Okay.
Not to mention the incredible coverage on election.
Is it just like trying to keep like your finger like on the mouse button? To keep up with this, like, oof, there's a lot.
Wow. Who could forget? Well, it's
There we
been
go.
like talking to you as always. Thank you so much. Well, Patrick Bannon should be with Lil C for a conversation that doesn't involve vomit. Patrick.
God, I hope so.
Thank you, Robin. Let's hope not. I'm actually joined here by
Billy Bob Jean Short. And surely you recognize my youngest, pop sensation, Lil D. Her Lil C Colors album drops next week.
What will he?
She's around. She's not been feeling very well. She's put me in charge.
Has she?
Well, before that, they gave
I don't think they did a lot of that. But just allocate a letter to your name just to differentiate it from the first one.
Wow. But is she coming just because we've got some questions for her?
Well, she might be along later, but as our legal and spiritual guardian, I'll be happy to answer all any questions on her behalf.
And Lil D, was it? Well, you look great.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I feel great.
Well, who are you wearing?
Oh, that my friends is crapping up right now. That'd be unfortunate.
Really?
Little C's new line launches tonight. This is one of my favourite looks. It's called...
Ah.
Oh, what a unique name. Hard to spell, though.
But of course, Lil C is basically fashion royalty now with a veritable clothing empire to her name.
Yeah, well, the label's gone from strength to strength since our initial TV launch on this very show, actually.
Can't just doing so long.
Really, we have all you to thank for all this. You know, this hat cost more than my second jet. Feel that?
Second.
Yes, it's a nice hat.
Expensive. That has to be expensive as hell. For the problem is I can't always see it. So I'm a bit busy focusing on trying to get this interference set.
For anyone wanting to follow
Okay.
Absolutely. All you need to succeed on your own is your family's financial backing and pre-existing fame. It's not rocket science, people.
We thank God for that.
Bad news. Am I right that Lil C is going to be retiring from music?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm sure you can imagine. At 25, she's far too old for pop music now. She can't keep up with these young stars. So, her best of album is out now, and she's touring that.
Getting tight.
And then,
Yeah, but she's tight apparently.
the year after that, that's her last chance to see her. So, until the reunion tour, and then the classic.
No.
But it's been a long and very
Did I mess
good
up there?
year, as you can imagine. She's very.
Oh, and if her health's bad, then maybe it's for the best.
What's wrong with her health? Oh, yes, her health. Her poor health. And it's surprisingly expensive treatments. Curse you, Zayden!
Okay.
Damn your intergalactic justice!
Oh god, it's being weird to do. No. There we go. Okay. I've worked close down.
Better be letting you get back. Those babies aren't going to sell themselves, or possibly at all. Billy Bob, Lil C, D, thank you so much for joining me, and do pass our best wishes to Lil C.
Who? Oh.
Now it looks like Robin is with a music legend who actually is irreplaceable. Is that who I think it is, Robin?
It absolutely is, Patrick. James, I almost can't believe you're here. How have you been?
You know, I like
Oh god, why?
peoples every now and then. Makes them feel close to me.
Doing so many of these today.
Right, yes.
And to be close is to be human. And to be human is to be apart.
I've been seeing you guys around a lot.
That was good, right?
Which is wild.
Hey, Rachel, write that one down.
It's good to see you've done so well for yourself.
Thank you, my child. You know, I have you to thank for that. If it was never for your show supporting me and my music, I never would have transcended.
Now, there are rumours going around that you might be running for office. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah.
God, this guy's never sound a lot like Kanye. See if it's.
Aware that elections have been suspended in the territories.
No, I'm not running to be no prime minister.
Oh, you're not?
No. I'm gonna be king of the moon.
Yep. Definitely like Kanye.
The moon? Yes.
That's for damn sure, man.
You're running for king of the moon?
No, not running. It's my birthright.
Oh boy.
Does this have anything?
Listen, this is very awkward.
Coming hip opera, Jason Space.
Hush now. Goodness, it's so on moon.
Okay. And how long will this last? Will it go the way of last year's Living as a Mouse fiasco? Or maybe your foray into ventriloquist beats?
I don't make the moon rules. I merely live by them.
I see how it is with that.
So, are you looking forward to seeing the automated?
You know, I don't believe in film. Thou shalt keep thine image still and holy.
She's just above it all now.
Christ made us love.
thank you for your time, and good luck with your new life in space.
Okay. Okay. God damn. Have a lot going with us now.
Well, Megan, that's what success looks like. I'm going to see if we can grab someone else to have a chat. Back to you.
Thanks, Robin. But I think Stacey and I are probably in quite enough trouble where we are. So, 3 big names there, Stacey.
Yeah, big names.
Any thoughts about them, maybe from your generation's perspective?
You won't like my opinions.
Go on, try me.
Well, Bumbanonk is so old he's like 1 week away from a transition centre, so who cares? And Lil C was cool when I was like 12 or something, but now she's just another fucking loony. And Jesus,
Oh, this music is too real there.
wanker who should have died with the rest of them 3 years ago.
You're right.
You agree with me?
No, you're right. I don't like your opinion. But thankfully, we can go back to Patrick now, who has another familiar face to catch up with. Oh, Patrick!
It's absolutely buzzing here, Megan. The anticipation is killing us. But a little birdie's told us...
It's really just killing us now.
We should get a glimpse of someone incredibly popular with our viewers. A favourite destination for many of the fans. Yes, the Mayor of Bumley will be arriving literally any second now.
Oh.
No sign of him yet, but as you can tell, the atmosphere here really is something else. Patrick Bannon, NNN, what's it been like since Bumley got so popular?
Well, it's been wonderful.
So I knew Patrick Bannon. Don't like the old Patrick Bannon. Just, don't worry about him. It's not important.
More Bumleyan jobs, it's brought more Bumleyan homes. We're all very grateful. Of course, it's not all bums and roses. It's almost impossible to get a good look at the whole these days. The crowds are unbelievable. Who can blame them?
Good for that.
It's a bloody marvellous hole.
And how have you found public service?
Well, to be frank with you, it's been the greatest honour of my life to serve the town that I love so. From the banks of the graceful Taint to the quiet elegance of the vomit-soaked car park outside.
Such interesting words to say words, honestly. Wasn't thinking. Oh.
And I can't thank the mayor enough for all he's done.
Let's talk to
But
the
you
mayor.
are the mayor.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell us a bit of what it's like?
That's a
to be elected
dog.
to such a prestigious
That's amazing.
And do you have any words for your legions of fans out there?
Pork.
Stoic, but blistering honesty from the Right Honourable Peanut T. Fortescue there, and his PA.
A proclamation. Quickly, fetch your policy bag. Yes, sir. We'll get it ratified at once.
Well, there you have it, Megan. What honour to literally see local government at work.
That was a nice.
Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Patrick. What a colourful interview there on what looks like an amazing night. They certainly know how to make an entrance. And the automated really does.
Gotta love that. It's like the build up to that payoff. That's always nice.
Blunderclatch's overly long suicide note in a review which ends with the words, and he hasn't even had the decency to see it through. The film, which is free to all residents of the territories, has seen record pre-bookings and looks set to run for months and months. But let's go back to those lucky few seeing it tonight. Oh, I'm so jealous. Robin.
Well, I thought I saw some leprechauns.
It's been one of the early over there for bed.
It might have been someone's kids. But I know, they just keep coming. And here are some more famous faces, or famous brains, I suppose. It's Dr. David Wong, and Dr. Ingrid is also here.
And Benny Stippin was. Yep, there is. There it is.
Your plight so closely on our show over the last few years. What's it like to be back?
Pretty sure to be justice for this now.
So wonderful.
Oh,
I'm still not used to it. Every time I see the sun, I want to just scream out in joy. I'm grateful every day to your viewers for their support. Without them, well, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's fine.
And am I right in thinking that you two have a lovely little boy together?
Dante's 3 now, and he's gorgeous.
Oh, what a beautiful family.
Not since you left.
Ah.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to.
It's fine.
It's been difficult now. And you can film there's something to be censored soon.
Well, you know, the normal story. Sometimes things aren't as easy as they were when all you had was a cave.
No sooner was she able to see me in daylight than she was zooming off with a moron.
She's not a moron. She's a doctor.
I like the way it's sounding there.
A dermatologist is not a doctor.
So sorry about this.
Oh, they're close and close.
She's got lovely skin. But forgive me if I don't ask her to do a coronary artery bypass.
If you carry on eating those pies, you might have to.
Here we go again. Very good. We can't all afford as clean as hers.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
PhD in biomechanics.
You take that back.
Well, thanks to you both for pushing the boundaries of human knowledge.
Gotcha.
Crikey! Well, the movie's about to start, so Patrick and I are about to share a box of overpriced popcorn. Back to you, Megan.
Thanks, Robin. Lucky you and enjoy the movie. The Automated opens in cinemas across the territories this weekend. What a star-studded event, hey, Stacey?
Who cares? No one goes to the cinema these days.
Yeah.
Of course. We'll be back after these messages. I still go to the cinema.
Get yourself a video recorder, like the one at the home.
Yeah, I've got a video recorder. It's just not the same, is it?
You're right, it's better. No uneven chatting and chewing all the way through.
What about a kiss and cuddle on the back row? Doesn't that happen anymore?
In public? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, honestly, there's a point though. I just barely get to the theater anymore. I didn't know I still don't have time for it.
I know he is. It was on his rider.
God, I think I want to do. It's been a while since I've been to the movies. That'd be kind of nice.
Speaks. He's a stupid cunt. And just like that, you wish you wouldn't.
We seem to be a bit bunched up at end.
Oh, don't worry. It's so fun.
It's what now? Oh, here's Megan. She's going to be interviewing you.
Hello. Hi.
This is her. This is Stacey.
Hello there, Stacey.
Fuck off, Ronnie.
Right. No, sorry, if we can't be polite, you're going to have to wait in the dressing room.
Whatever.
Do you want to go and wait in the dressing room? Hmm?
No.
No what?
No. Thank you.
Ah.
Sit up straight. You're ruining my shot.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
No co.
Fucking right, Noko.
What's that? What's no?
Bring in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. For our final segment tonight, Stacey and I are delighted to be joined by Heat Rash. Their new album, Girls and Why We Love Them All, comes out this weekend. So, let me see if I can get this right. It's Nolan.
I write the songs.
Ronnie.
That's what it says on my tattoo.
Oh, you've got a tattoo of your name on yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Raconteur, you must be Chinny. Why do they call you Chinny?
It's because of this ugly old thing.
I don't know what you mean.
God, you're so fucking embarrassing.
Dale. Crikey, Dale, you do not look old enough to be in a band.
I get that a lot. I'm actually 23, the oldest one. I have a growth disorder.
So sorry,
That's unfortunate, honestly.
It's so co-PT.
It's only messing with you.
He's actually
Yeah.
58.
Okay, right, I see. You're going to be a handful, aren't you, boys? You must be TP. What does TP stand for?
Tiny prick.
It stands for team player.
I see. How long have you had that nickname?
Ever since Nolan decided Terry Pronos was a shit name for a member of a boy band.
No co.
Sorry, what does no-co mean?
It's the opposite of SoCo.
Didn't.
Take SoCo.
Yeah.
So cohesive. You pretees say cool.
Right, okay. Thank you, Stacey.
It's just a bit awkward now, honestly.
Not your fault. She's uneven.
So, you guys met through a popular show on one of our rival channels, didn't you?
Yeah, Team Players with a Z.
So how does that work then?
Well, actually, Dad and I knew each other from school. We were actually classmates. And
Fuck's sake, Nolan, mate. Give someone else a chance. We all went on Team Players. We all auditioned. The judges put us into bands. And, yeah, we went to their houses and they just put us into bands.
it's an example of how we're greater than the sum of our parts when we work in harmony. And occasionally...
It's something real special with some of the other like bands that they put together like through shows, honestly.
Under the bin somewhere.
Actually, I write the song.
And the public would phone in and decide which song they like best.
Right, and then the losers would be eliminated.
Mum. No-co. Pretty. So no-co.
The band who get the most approval get to play their song again.
Sure. So what happens to the losers then?
Mum.
What do I keep doing wrong?
We don't use the L word anymore.
I mean, losers.
Would you please stop saying it?
No.
That word is a pejorative. It's a word designed to diminish. At Go-Getters, I learned very early that you only win when everybody wins.
But, sorry, that's not real life, is it? That's just sports board, no?
Thought you were Soko.
Yeah, I am Soko.
Nah, you're a shrinker. Can't be friends with shrinkers.
Oh God.
She doesn't know what you're talking about. She doesn't understand.
So I do understand, actually, Stacey.
What's a shrinker?
Well, a shrinker.
What's
is...
a preety, Mum?
Well, I think it means someone who's older, doesn't it?
Pre-territories.
It's someone who turned 18 before the new future. We call you preeties.
Unevens.
Mimis. Nonks.
It's not her fault.
Oh, I don't think I heard that one before actually.
I'm trying to help you here.
I don't think I need your help.
See? Total Mimi.
Is that so?
Yes, obviously.
Awkward.
You know what the real problem with you lot is? You just can't get over the fact that your beloved Disrupt are gone and you just don't fit in anymore. But the truth is, Disrupt were violent, no-co, bricks being led by a fucking psycho. I'm glad they lost, and you should be too.
Listen, not everyone over 30 supported Disrupt, Stacey.
Not everyone, no, but one fuck-off lot of you did.
Soko, Stacey.
God, it's turned so awkward now.
We've all learned maybe a little bit more than we expected to there. I'm genuinely delighted to have met Pete Rash. And before we end the show tonight, I think you're going to sing for us, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. We're going to sing a song from Girls and Why We Love Them All called Pieces of My Heart, which is about a real relationship I had with an actual girl.
Oh, Nolan, give it a rest, mate. No one cares. Come on, let's get on these stools, lads.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Disney Peterson now.
Stacey, can I get your contact?
Oh, she's 15. Go on, piss off and sing this song, Terry.
Right you are.
Oh, man.
So, here they are with their latest single, Pieces of My Heart. Are you excited, Stacey?
Not for me, no. I only listen to blip music and a bit of jizzcore. Pop music is...
Ah, yes, I know I meant to mention this earlier. Apparently, these newfangled boy bands change singer all the bloody time. Try and follow along, eh? Keep the shot on whoever is currently singing the lead vocal.
I saw you standing by the Manu Santa with a brand new pair of Lakers, baby. Do you remember? You took the first of the pieces of my heart. We wandered into a bush and grabbed a vodka and Stang. Took our assets and our wealth and drew them out of the bag. I gave you little pieces of my heart. I didn't know two hearts could ever feel like this, girl. It's like you were custom.
Let's see if we do something interesting now, though.
Share the new future as my bride. want you to stay. I don't want you to pay. You make me crazier than Neil today.
Oh, these times, man.
Liberation night, girl, I was sitting beside her. We sat there shaking all the way through incisors. We held each other as things fell apart. We took a train through all the territories and we threw away the rules and wrote our personal stories. You took a dozen
Okay.
pieces of my heart. I didn't know the life could ever be like this, girl. It's like you were custom.
It seems almost clear that he's like the lip syncing now.
Share the new future as my bride. Snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times you have cried. As my old man used to say, blow me away. I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than Neil. Make me crazier than Neil today.
Who's Neil?
And now I'm staring at your membership card. There's your picture beaming brighter than a handful of flaws. I'm trying to find the pieces of
How fair is that, though?
and leave 'em in the uneven parts. Share the new future as my bride. You snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cried. As my old man used to say, you blow me away. I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than Neil. Crazier than Neil. Crazier than Neil today.
Oh, that went well. Yeah.
That was actually really good.
If it was, though.
Thank you for coming in. Now it's almost time for final thoughts tonight. And I've actually asked Stacey to write a few, and they're just being programmed onto the auto cue now. Now I have no idea what she's going to say.
Oh, it's just.
Fingers on that bleep button in the broadcast room, just in case. Take it away, Stacey.
Even if you like that.
My name is Stacey. I guess you know that.
Oh, God.
Don't know why I put that in there. Anyway. I don't watch the news. There's no need. You hear all the important stuff from your mates, so I don't know what's considered important anymore. But I'm pretty sure that it's not rehashed movies and fucking boy bands, so anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about what's important to me. When Advance were first elected 6 years ago, I was 9 and in a home. Not a family home like you call a home. This was a state children's home. It was fucking awful, actually. It was like a Charles Dickens book. The roof leaked and the walls were damp some mornings. Food was bad.
Oh, she's like adapted?
And alcohol
It sounds like that.
everywhere.
Hmm.
No one cared. You had to watch your back all the time because there weren't enough staff to manage us. And yes, as you'd imagine, there was a lot of some bad stuff went down there with some of the staff. Okay.
That's very fair of that.
But the others knew, and they didn't stop it. And then Advance
What's that noise?
won the election.
That was another bad.
Like a miracle, things started to change. They got better.
They hear like a tango noise about left ear.
But redecorated and kitted out with
Hope something bad, though.
sport stuff and musical instruments and video games.
Most of the staff were fired, and the new ones, which there were more of, spent time talking and working with the bullies. And you know what? A second miracle. It worked. The bullying stopped. My life, got better.
Oh, thank God.
Because finally, there was enough money to do the good things, and Advance had the guts.
At least I have to have that.
I
That's
joined
good.
Go-Getters, and on Liberation Night, that gave me a group of friends that I could talk with when the bombs went off and the power went out. Another miracle. I wasn't alone anymore. And that was the night I finally understood the importance of being in a team. So here's my final thought. I know the people who were doing better under the old system long to go back. You say, we were freer, but what you mean is, we were richer. But for every one
I mean, it makes sense.
there is 100 of me. And even now, after all you've had taken away, you are still doing better than I am, than I likely ever will. You still have homes of your own and families of your own who love you. And I'll never have that.
Okay, made it.
So maybe you should stop looking for the worst interpretation of everything amazing.
I don't feel nervous when the waves pop up. So that like you just go like a little bit off, you like the level just drops.
Bleat all you want, but you're never going to get your money back because it's already been spent on miracles.
Oh God.
Thank you, Stacey, for that. My name's Megan Wolf. Let's keep making tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Okay. Whew.
Is that all right? Yes, that was more than all right.
I think we might have actually given them something to think about.
So I guess you're going to be taking me back to the home now then?
I was thinking we could go out somewhere and, I don't know, have a meal, talk about our options, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, just.
Security will be standing by.
Hmm.
So they're always there then?
There was a thing a few years ago now.
Oh, with that Jeremy bloke? I know about that, everyone did. Were you here back then? Doesn't look old enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't know like how long it's going to take, honestly. Don't make the kind of curious about that. Alright. 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 Anyway, can't complain. How about that? Small bonus, that's not bad. I don't still that much to happen. Hey, we'll deal with it. Can't complain with that. Alright. I think we'll go for a little bit longer. I'm thinking. I think it's probably a couple like text scroll things going soon, so I should keep looking for a little bit, I think. You once again find yourself sitting inside Bozeman's office. Everything is pristine, orderly, just how the policeman likes it. Though it's very friend to be late. The door's behind you, just as you start to imagine the reasons why. Alex, thank you for waiting. It's been almost 6 years since you started working with us, Alex. A lot's happened in this time. From the unfortunate incident with Dr. Donaldson to the threat attack in this very building. He pauses to look at you. You meet his gaze. And the work you've done in that time has been exceptional, not to mention your dedication and enthusiasm around the office. So blended for me, you've been to a preferred promotion. As of today, I'll be a senior broadcast engineer. Most of us beat me, you know. Thank you. Of course, in addition to the pay rise, there were all kinds of additional responsibilities, so I had to work longer hours going forward. But you now be the primary engineer for weeknights, and in time we'll be even put you in charge of engineering more shows for Channel 1. Bright future ahead of you, Alex. Congratulations. Promise a hand is shaking, you take it. Now let's go back to work. Simple smile. You're pretty sure it's joking, but it is Bozeman after all. So you can begin, head back to your studio. Maybe we'll start working on their shows. What does the future hold? Good question. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that, actually. It's interesting. It's late. It's been snowing all day, and like everybody else, you're staying inside as much as possible, keeping warm. I normally enjoy the snow, but today's been nothing more than irritant. Still, tomorrow I get the day off, and you might actually be able to enjoy it. Sam always gets excited when they see the snow. When they're younger, they'd always wrap the kids up and take them out to play in it. It's been a while since that happened, though. Something about the warm fire and dark nights always make you feel nostalgic this time of year. The sound of the front door opening startles you out of your thoughts. Hey, I'm back, Sam calls. Before coming to find me in the living room. Oh, the fire's going. It's lovely and cozy in here. They come and sit by you, lean your head on your shoulder. Welcome home. How was your day? Sam sighs. Oh, you know, the usual. Spent the morning volunteering at the menu center, making myself useful. They picked up the position while unemployed, and I kept it going. Oh, well, that works. In the afternoon, I want to meet some friends from the old job. I'm thinking of moving again, so we're looking at new places. What about you? Yeah, I'm good. I don't have to work in that weather. Oh. Well, tomorrow, let's make a day of it. Go for a walk, maybe even check up to the top of the hill with a sled. We can brace like the old days. I don't know. We're getting a bit old. Start to object, but Sam cuts you off. Oh, you're only saying that because you know I'll win. Leave the weekend kiss before they get up and get into the kitchen, calling back over their shoulder. Loser pays for the cocoa. Never lucky to have Sam. I don't love her, honestly. It's been over 13 years since your dad died. You visited his grave a few times since then. Nobody in time to stress, or when you're trying to figure something out, or when you just want some peace and quiet. Today's no different. You feel Sam's hand on your shoulder, giving you a reassuring squeeze. You're grateful that they're still here with you. Just having them by your side always seems to make things easier. A call for Raven catches your attention as it flies away. Call. Chad was only 8 when his grandfather died. He didn't really appreciate how big the loss was at the time, but as you got older, you did your best to pass on what your dad taught you. But now he's all grown up. He's actually starting to teach you, which is strange, but in the nicest way. You're proud of your memories never come. Susie, despite everything she's been through, is still a rock for the rest of you. She'll be a great mother to the twins. They couldn't have found a more loving home. There's like, did she like adopt twins? Or did kind of curious about that. There were a lot of arguments over the years, but it wouldn't change a thing. You're still amazed at how far your daughter has come. It's one of the best things in your life. Your relationship with Chris has always been a bit up and down, but of late, you seem to get along. It makes a nice change, and certainly made life easier with Sam. But that's family. You gotta take the good with the bad. She may be in an albeit expensive care home now, but it's still comforting to know your mother's around. Even if she barely recognizes you anymore. Her presence is always reassuring. You definitely go with that now, honestly. It's probably fair. You can do that now. You turn away and wander in the direction of the car. You can't control life, what happens, who lives and who dies. All you can do is keep going and see what gets thrown at you next. What is life and not a series of little decisions that define us? And we'll never know which ones will take us one way, which will bring us here. Actually pretty nice though, honestly. I was expecting things to get worse with the family, honestly, but it's still good. Not gonna lie. The finale. Interesting.
Evening, Alex. I know lately what we've been putting out has been little more than government-prescribed drivel. But I'd like you to pay particular attention during tonight's show. It's important. It's also worth noting we're still having problems with the equipment.
Oh, God.
Lock buttons, screens flickering on and off, sparks and the like. I'm sure you'll manage without issue. Oh, and don't forget, you've got free reign of the SFX buttons now, so make sure you use them to keep things lively.
Oh, this will be interesting, I think. If they bring back the shorting buttons, it's going to be annoying, honestly.
What have you got me?
Nothing, Colin.
No, come on, seriously. Not even a cake.
I'm sorry, no.
Okay, no worries.
How old are you then, Cole?
Okay, here we go. Big smiles.
I've actually gained a year. I celebrated 44 last year, but it's actually this year. Brilliant.
Oh.
I'm going in 5, 4, 3.
Okay, so they set the buttons. Thank God.
Good evening and welcome.
Spice it up with some audience responses, Alex.
I'm Megan, and I'm joined, as always, by the inimitable Robin and Patrick. How are we?
Well, we have got so much going on tonight. I'm excited.
I'd say I'm about a 12, Megan.
On the excitement scale.
Yeah, exactly. We have got so much.
I can set the buttons. I'm happy about that.
Sure do. We have celebrity chef Jordan Rankley, who will be cooking up a storm.
We'll be announcing the winners of our big competition, Visions of the Future.
And we'll be joined by a very special guest for a game of Wheel of Truth.
Oh.
And I'll even be showing you how to make your own Leader's Day gifts. We've got all of that and so much more tonight on The Nightly Show.
Coming to you live from the Channel 1 buildings in the heart of the capital. It's The Nightly Show.
Okay. Okay.
Right, let's have some applause on the way into the next section.
Paces by Chef Jordan Rankley. But first, we know you love them, so Robin's going to give us an update on our lovely Nightly Show pets in Pet Corner.
Splendid, that's the ticket.
Oh.
Well, Megan, first up we have our hamster, Lord Cheeks. Now, he's a squat winter grey with the scientific name Adipem stultus, and he lives here with us in this cage. Hamsters love hoarding, and they actually have special pouches in their cheeks for storing food. He
I think we already know that, though.
and chewing tobacco.
Oh, really?
Now, hamsters are nocturnal, so we'll do our best not to wake
Yeah, it is a pretty cool show thing.
If we
Also, what the main kind of. Hopefully, you can get tonight.
well, the door has been left open, so
Oh, did he escape? Oh, God, we're in trouble.
Lord Cheeks has actually gone for a little wander, but I'm
Oh,
sure
oh,
he
jeez.
will be around.
Yes, Stroll.
In the meantime, let's say hello to our tortoise. Now, after last month's viewer vote, she is now, of course, called Slow Barbara. And don't panic, even though it is December, Babs here.
I think at least some of it's been accurate, though.
Let's say hello.
Oh.
He's sleeping.
It's a little cute little turtle there.
Babs.
Oh, that opens my dead.
Those are our Nightly Show pets, Megan, both alive and well. Back to you.
Don't forget the SFX buttons.
Checking on them, or some very similar animals at the same time tomorrow. Now then, I hope you're hungry, because if not, you're about to be. Patrick Bannon is with Chef Jordan Rankley, and they're going to be showing us how to knock up a delicious apple pie. It's time to go into the kitchen.
A bit more audience reaction would be nice, Alex.
I'm trying.
That's right, and I'm joined here by Chef Jordan Rankley. Welcome to the Nightly Show kitchen. How does it compare to the kitchens you're used to?
I love the colours. It's vibrant.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
fresh.
Yeah, give me a second. Boom, there we go. Alright. Hopefully this is good.
So, you own 6 restaurants, you've been awarded 9 Ballon d'Or across your career, and you've worked alongside the best chefs in the world. Tonight you've got me. Oh, are you worried?
Am I fucking worried?
I was able to best some of that.
Are you fucking worried?
Yes. So,
Oh, God, really?
what are we making today, chef?
So, we've got a family over for Leaders' Day. They're hungry. We're going to make them a delicious apple pie.
Ooh, lovely.
It's got sweetness, it's got the acidity of the fruit, and then get the richness.
So they just definitely got the
Incredible.
Wow, okay, so where do we start?
So
it's definitely the Ramsey vibes going, honestly.
So we've got about a kilogram of fresh cooking apples here. Fucking beautiful. And we're going to slice these up perfectly. And then straight into the pan.
Your new show, Demon Kitchen Heart Eater, starts on Friday here on Channel 1. So, tell us about that.
So, teams of young chefs come into my kitchen, and one by one I destroy them emotionally.
It's just don't let me be judging her now.
Basic knife skills.
Check these future, but all that.
Fuck me, Patrick. What are you doing? What? Shit. Is that how you cut? Fuck, you'll lose a fucking finger.
Don't worry, I'll get upstairs. Right, so once we've done that, we set these aside whilst we make the pastry. Yeah?
Yep. Bowl. Yeah? Okay. Sugar. Butter. We mix that together, and then a whole egg. What are you doing, you fucking donkey? Are your brains the size of that fucking egg?
Oh, no, chef.
No. Shit. Right. Mix that with a wooden spoon and work on that flour, okay?
Just don't tell me sandwich, I'm just gonna leave, you know.
So, what does the notoriously fierce Jordan Rankley do to unwind?
It's amazing.
Bed.
Yeah.
What's that? What is that?
Well, it's a bit lumpy.
Lumpy? It could fucking pass for a sack of spuds. Touch that. Touch it. Yeah?
Mm.
Pathetic. That goes into chill. Now, we're mixing our filling.
Okay.
Oh, that was experience.
Sugar. Yes. Cinnamon.
So, you own 6 restaurants across 5 territories. Which is your favourite?
Are you mixing that or fucking it?
What?
Are you going to light a candle? Take it out to dinner? Fucking mix it for fuck's sake. Right. Now we're rolling out 2/3 of our pastry.
Oh, jeez.
Bit of flour into the dish.
And
That's hard to focus on somebody sometimes. It's actually if this happens.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're taking the remaining pastry.
Oh, geez, wrong one.
Rolling that into a round, and that goes on the top. Beautiful.
I think avoid 3.
Lovely. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Wash a bit of water around the rim. Beautiful. Now press gently all the way around. And we're cutting 5 slashes very carefully with steam.
Oh, but,
and then brushing the whole
oh,
thing.
eyes itching. God, okay. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
I was worried for a second as my eyes started itching. It's like, oh, God.
What do you think?
Oh my God. You, come here, you. That's a disgrace. I'd rather jam my eyeballs up my fucking arse. I'd rather use my tongue to tie my shoes after a fucking shit-kicking contest. Do you understand?
Then it goes in the oven for 45 minutes.
Oh, put your fucking head in the oven while you're at it. Houston! You! Come here, you! You're the worst fucking thing to happen to food since cyanide. Do you know that? I tell you what. Fuck off! Get the fuck out of here! Fuck off!
Okay, well, while I do that,
Damn, man.
let's go now to Megan and Robin, who will be announcing the winners of our competition. Visions of the Future.
Visions of the future.
Tell all that.
Well, that looks delicious. If you want to follow along at home, then make sure you write in with a stamped addressed envelope and we'll send
Oh,
you.
that was something.
Robin,
God.
look at all these amazing entries to the Vision of the Future competition.
Yes, we challenged you to show us your predictions of the future, and we were just inundated with entries, weren't we, Megan? From wacky inventions to global problem solving, they are all amazing, and we had the best time looking through each one.
At least it's happy that this one doesn't have to swear a lot. Like that.
In third place, drum roll please, we have Hamish, who's 3 from Lunwelly. He calls this still life and
Come on, let me fix up it, please.
it really blew us away.
Thank you.
Look at the line work here, and I can really feel every
Shit, it's getting fixed now.
If you look here, you'll see a beautifully rendered what I thought at first was a smiley face or perhaps a cat. But I think if you really look, you'll see.
I mean, Kel's a cat. I was like,
representation of the seeming futility of death through the eyes of the living.
Indeed.
Hmm.
He's also chosen to just leave a lot of it blank, which I think is really interesting. If you know Hamish and his work, of course, he loves focusing on the negative space rather than the image itself.
Stunning, absolutely stunning, and such talent for one so young, Megan. But next up, we have our second place entry. So in second, drum roll please, we have
okay.
Keith, 41 from Dungley.
Oh, that'll start.
Keith, we were sort of aiming this towards our younger viewers, but still, he has sent in his idea of the future, which he's calling Ravaged Earth.
Indeed.
You, yikes.
Rather detailed notes. Deprived of basic resources, society will resort to a brutal system of weekly battles to the death, where only the victor may breed.
Wow.
He also says at the bottom here, either that or about the same, but maybe a bit worse.
I really love his attention to detail. You can see the sort
It's a twin RPs though, honestly.
memorial arena, and then what I can only
Yeah, no worries, Sophie. Yeah, thanks for stopping to say hi.
off this chap's head and shouting, "Come back to me, Linda!" Oh, Keith. Maybe if you spent more time outdoors and less time.
So you've come here too.
She might not.
Special one there. And finally, of course, it's time to reveal our winner. All our runners-up will receive a day out at an inflatable Happy Land on an industrial estate just off the A40. Sorry about that, Keith. But our lucky winner will win the chance to spend the day at the Department of Change to see how our teammates are actually making the new future a reality every day. And the winner is, drum roll please.
Well, let's do it. Oh.
You're 8 years old and you are from Smugly. We absolutely love your picture here. People's Parade. You've got folks walking together, just really celebrating the diversity of our society.
You've got people with all different flags, people celebrating their religion and their bodies. And there's even a game of sports board happening over here. That or some overzealous littering. It's hard to tell.
I love these robots.
Oh.
Getting involved in the party, aren't they? This one.
Yeah, I wonder what's the orange frequency is gonna be like this time, considering the disruptors like that there.
Our winners have inspired you to make some artwork of your own. Do keep sending them in, and yours could be displayed in our gallery here.
Well done again to everyone who took part. We're going to take a break now, but when we come back, we'll be playing the Wheel of Truth and making some lovely homemade gifts. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Right.
Okay.
I can tell the old vision mixer's getting a bit worse for wear there, Alex. Expect your kit will be deteriorating a bit more in this next segment, so be careful. I can't stress enough how important it is that we keep the show going tonight.
I'm on the.
I think this one's gonna be interesting. I think to be like keep us busy. I think this is gonna be interesting. Oh god.
A daily record of 4% fertility. Dwarfed, however, by a massive 9% fertility rate here in Territory.
All right, actually,
We saw an unbelievable 191 births today, though
let's so quick.
that brings bitter winds overnight.
Any days in.
No rainbows in sight over Territories 3 and 4, as a Category 2 storm warning means we advise our residents to spend their Leaders' Weekend indoors. Though we're sure the happy parents of the 12 new children in Territory 3 will be thanking their lucky stars for an excuse to stay home. Though, of course,
Okay, at least nothing to think about it, but hey, whatever. I'll deal with it. Okay.
warm smiles heads across Territory 5, who are still under a blanket of snow. Surely there'll be celebratory snowmen there.
First segment wasn't too good, but yeah, I'm not worried about it. That was definitely challenging though, honestly, keeping up with everything there.
Jenny, where's Glim? Can we get him out here? I'm not sure about this grandma one.
He's right with our other guests at the moment.
I just wouldn't say grandma. Yes, grandmother's arsehole. It's much better.
I mean, honestly, this kind of feels like FNAF a bit. But at least the good news is that you know it doesn't jump scare you if you screw up, which is good.
And they're already on their way.
Okay, 10 seconds to positions and pose.
And pose.
That thing, and we're going in 5, 4, 3.
Has the audience gone to sleep? Remember remember the SFX buttons.
We can't wait to taste Patrick's pie. I don't know. I think I could
I think they'll be in this with this, honestly.
Here it is, fresh out the oven.
Wow.
Oh.
It does look amazing. Jordan,
That's not great, honestly.
Well, let's just say that pie's got more crust than my grandmother's arsehole.
Well, thank you for that. Well, come on, try it. Dig in. Hey.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh, that's really something, Patrick. That's delicious.
Now you better go and get ready for that next feature.
Every night we play a game of Wheel of Truth with our celebrity guests. But I know what you're thinking. Megan, we've only got one celeb guest. Well observed, viewers, well observed. Well then, I better bring her out. Should I? The surprise guest? What do you think? Here she is, best-selling author, lawyer and thinker. I mean, she's only the blooming team leader. It's Julia Thornbury.
With SFX, less is more, Alex.
Yeah, I know. Trying to keep up with this sometimes, honestly.
Megan, you look incredible. Stop it, I was just about to say the same thing. Now, don't get too comfortable. It's time to head over to Robin and Patrick as we play Wheel of Truth.
God, trying to keep up. Okay.
That's right, it's that part of the show where we pit our celebs against each other to see if we can break them.
Oh, God.
That's right, Robin. They're going to spin the wheel to pick a round, and it could be anything from box of flies to slap my face. I really have no idea what's in store.
So, up first, we have Jordan. Let's give it a spin.
Here we go.
So it's actually still one to like go through with this. It seems to be kind of silly.
Okay, let's see what you've landed on. Okay, it's fact or fib. Jordan, is it true that you've been known to order takeaway for a dinner party and pass it off as your own cooking?
It's one fucking time. One time. Well, I think if that pie was anything to go by, you did them a favour.
Not so fast there, Julia. Fact or fib? We heard you've got a very interesting way of saving time during the laundry.
Oh my god!
Why don't you tell us about it?
No, I can't. Okay, so don't judge me, okay? What I do is, oh god, I'm going to lose my job over this.
Oh, we're all frantic, come on.
Oh, okay. So, I only have one bra, okay? And so, 1 day a week, I wash
Thank you for the follow, Scott the Dragon. Welcome in. Sorry, that little trouble, like, trying to keep everything this hard to reach out a little bit. Yeah, I do love the fight in this game. It's oh good. Enjoying this a lot.
Patrick, is all this talk of bras embarrassing you?
I mean, I'm not blushing.
Yeah, look, I'm just moving over to like. So, using these such cameras now.
Bloody wheel.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they've been a stuffy fair. Oh.
It's guess that face. I'm going to show you a picture and you simply have to guess that face. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Julia. Oh, who's that?
Oh my god! Is that you?
Oh,
Look, it was a very difficult time fashion-wise.
That hairdo is fucking hilarious.
No, don't. I think it's sweet.
But is it popular now as it's ever been?
Oh, well, don't get
Gotta love that sometimes.
yourself there. Jordan. Who?
Oh.
Is this?
That's
Not familiar.
Ooh. Could have pointed USA, nice.
I was getting fashion advice from someone who managed to make 7 look like 85.
Where did you find that monstrosity? I look like I'm haunting the fucking place.
Right. We've got to move on. Jordan.
And I'm assuming it must be. The German army. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's pretty something like that, but it's pretty cool. Like
It's my go, Dad. You go. Go on. Sorry, I'm so keen. Let's go so much.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, but yeah, hope you enjoy your time over here in the States.
Okay, if you look under your podiums, you will find a lovely fish smoothie. Now, I'm going to ask you both a question, and all you have to do is answer it honestly, or else you'll have to drink the smoothie. Okay? Are you ready for the question? Yes. Here we go. Which of your esteemed hosts is the more talented one?
Yeah, you have a good point, honestly. You have a good point. But I mean, it's not like everybody, but there's a good you know.
Do you know how much these taste buds are worth?
Yeah, there's a good amount of people who are like that. So. Yeah. That is disgusting.
Julia, take a look in that box under your desk there.
Rat? Is that rat?
I think Lord Cheeks is trying to get on the game. Bless him. Julia, what have you got in that box? It's not cheese, is it? Cheese. Juggling balls? What am I supposed to do with these?
Wow, give it a go for us.
But I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Oh, that's the pro, yes. That's what about it was up.
I have to say, unexpected. Wow.
Ah, yeah.
That was our game of Wheel of Truth, and my God, wasn't that fun? Okay,
Yeah, it's unfortunate to have to happen like that.
Spice it up with some audience responses, Alex.
Right, you join me in Crafty Corner, where today I'm going to be ably assisted by Julia. Come on over here. Goodness me, I don't know how you're keeping your dinner down. I can still.
No, I was just saying that
I used to be Clement's house.
Oh, well, I hope
yeah, it's really unfortunate that happened. Yeah.
something very close to my heart. It's our little studio. Look at that. Isn't it adorable? All of us there on the sofa.
Wow. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, is that all you in there?
Yeah, it is. If we can just get a little zoom in, there we are. Oh, I don't know about you, Julia, but I always leave my holiday shopping to the last minute.
Oh, every year. I do it every year.
Well, luckily these make amazing gifts. Shall we get cracking?
Oh, yes, please.
We're going to start with a shoe box here. And Julia, that's it. Grab those scissors. I just want you to get rid of this
Hello, Dad.
panel here.
Take the pads.
Are you big celebrators in your house, Julia?
Yes, no. In my house, we show our love through food, like big dinners, loads of.
But yeah, the bottom line, I'm at least hoping that's not to be a thing.
This bit as well.
Absolutely right. Cutting along the line there. Do be careful with the scissors at home. Make sure you're being supervised. It's a bit tough. You are a child. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, so it's going to look a little something like this, and I've got one here I made earlier. We painted it with a bit of poster paint, white to match our lovely curtains here in the studio, but you can obviously
Sounds
have
right,
whatever
though.
backdrop you like.
Like a nice shiny gold number.
Well, exactly right. So we're going to make bits of our set now to put in the studio, perhaps a little desk. So I'm just going to grab this piece of card. I've just got it from a little cereal box packet.
I love that there's a cardboard.
Julia, shall I?
Thank you
There
so
you go.
much.
That's different.
And all you need to do is cut along the lines there. Fabulous. So what's the best part of any Leaders' Day dinner, do you reckon?
I don't even have to think about it. Really? I
Finish basically a bit Scarlet's thrilling. Ah, Dad, man.
I don't know that one.
I don't wish I could have joined you guys over there, but you know, unfortunately, it was a shame for me, so unfortunately I missed that.
Starchy.
But
Julia, so now
thought you had fun now.
over a little bit there. What it's going to look like at the end is this little rectangular shape there. And we're going to pop it in the middle. Bit of sticky tape on the back there so it sticks down. Now we need a sofa. That's what we need next. We're going to make that out of a lovely paper cup.
Which would make the other just totally look at the maps. Yeah, that's fair, honestly.
Good, fantastic. You're just going to cut along the line here, down the middle. Exactly right. Then when you've done that, around the bottom and again around the top.
Oh.
Well done. When you're done, there we go. It's going to look a little something like this. And look what I've done there. I've stuck some felt down.
Ooh.
Nice and comfortable sofas.
Yes.
That's a little cute
Well,
there.
not Tiny Megan having an uncomfortable sofa, can we?
Absolutely
Mhm.
not.
She'll be on the phone to her tiny agent and getting someone tiny fired.
Nice. I thought you got tiny fired.
Something missing, isn't there, Julia? What is that?
A higher caliber of guests.
Nearly. It's people. So all we've done to make our little people is we've stuck a cocktail stick into a bottle cap. Just need a face for that now. I've got a good one here. I know it well. It's me. I'm gonna stick it down.
I'm surprised
there.
you do her.
Sticky tape. Oh, my felt's going everywhere. There we go. Oh, I'm a bit lonely. Let's take Robin and Patrick over. Sitting down on the couch over there.
There you go.
I think they'd like to close look at that. That would be nice.
Just comfortable, just there.
And these, of course, are all made and cut out of our favourite newspapers or magazines. You can have any guests you like. Julia, is there anyone
I was thinking of hear that.
in the studio?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going to be playing Wheel of Truth with Ronnie from Heatrash.
Ooh.
Let's put that away. Yes, he's going to be teaching me choreography, and I'll be teaching him foreign policy.
And of course, you can decorate them however you want. Perhaps you're a bit, I don't know, nostalgic for the old look of our studio. We've got the blue studio down there. Or even a bit of retro red. I've got Sheila Quickstep being interviewed there by...
It's hard to say now, honestly. Yeah, it's mostly just like
Megan, it's time for a break. When we come back, I'll be on the couch of
So technically we started off as like a news program, but
We'll be back after
yeah.
these messages.
And we're out.
Right,
Okay.
coming up soon, Alex. You'll know it when you see it. Whatever happens, keep the show going.
One of us is in control.
yeah, it started off as like a news program, but as the hey Dang, welcome in. But yeah, it started off as like a like a news program, what you expect, but it kind of evolved to like the went through like lockdown, went through what else did it go through like it went through like one of those like morning shows like that. You know, yeah, but unless we get a lot of like different versions of this show, honestly.
Public opinion was never truly good.
Yeah, these were so weird.
I'll deal with it. Sarah, we've had a couple of the crew mention seeing suspicious activity in the loading bay. Men in balaclavas or some such.
Oh.
I'll come with you. Thanks for letting me know.
Just make sure we're not all about to get blown today.
I think that's unlikely.
Well, I hope when I take over as the new regular host, things become a little less chaotic.
Sorry, what's that?
Oh yes, didn't Bozeman tell you I'll be here every night?
No.
Really?
I missed that meeting. I was at an appointment.
Oh, well. Don't worry, it's not like you're being fired or anything. We'll be culture correspondent or some such. It'll be fine.
Oh.
Please don't be upset. It's nothing personal.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth playing more of this.
10 seconds.
I'm just loving the story of this, honestly. It's very good.
Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome
What
back
about
to the Nightly
okay.
Show, where I'm joined once again on the couch of chat by Prime Minister Julia Salisbury,
Oh,
who's
God.
agreed to answer some questions from the public.
They're always my toughest critics, Megan.
Indeed they are.
That is
So,
fair.
first up tonight is a question from one of our elderly viewers, and she's on the line right now. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, what's your name and where do you live?
Hi Florence, thank you for calling. You're on with Prime Minister Julia Salisbury.
Do you have a question, Florence?
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay, would you like to ask that question now?
Yes, Rachel, dear. Minister, with all that hard work on your hands, how does your skin manage to keep that healthy glow?
Oh, bless you. What a lovely question. Oh, well,
I thought she took the right way, though. Thank God.
Time for a skincare regime, as I believe they call it. So, I guess I've just got my mother and father to thank. I suppose I've just got lucky genes.
Thank God for that.
That's what my Clint calls the denims he was wearing when we first
Yeah, thank you for that question, Florence.
Yikes.
Your Clint sounds like a right one.
Thank you, Florence. Thank you.
I wish I could say the same at her age.
Damn.
Lisa Clint, Prime Minister.
Or a Clara, perhaps. Megan?
Let's go to our next questioner tonight. He's calling from right here in the capital. Hi, caller, can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Megan.
Oh, this is Jeremy.
It's not a good line.
Well, I think we all know that voice. Good evening, Mr. Donaldson.
Oh, God.
Do you have a question?
He's back.
Caller?
Several, actually.
Well, maybe it would be better if we tried to get a better line. I could have the station call you back.
Don't worry. I've got a much better idea.
What's going
Oh,
on?
that's awkward.
It might be what we call a surprise guest. Our second of the evening. Please welcome Jeremy Donaldson.
Jeremy Donaldson.
On live television.
Can I say?
Whoa.
This man is a wanted criminal. Where's that CCO, for God's sake?
Don't worry, Prime Minister, I'm not harmed.
Sarah?
She's not here at the moment, Prime Minister.
Oh.
Well, like at the moment she returns. If we can find the keys to the studio doors, that is. Apparently they've been locked and no one knows where they are.
That's uncharacteristically careless of you, Jenny. You know there's only one way in and out of the studio. The peculiarity of these old buildings.
I'm sure they'll turn up.
Oh, this is interesting.
You're all arrested for this, you know.
Come, Prime Minister, what are you so afraid of? Surely a woman of your stature can withstand a few questions.
For the viewers at home.
Huh.
Very well. I can't say I'm impressed with this irresponsible stunt, but believe it or not, I used to have a lot of respect for you, Mr. Donaldson.
Is that attempt to flatter me, Prime Minister?
I'm not. It's true. I've watched you sink your
Yeah.
journalistic teeth into the great and powerful. So,
I think that the last time we saw him, he was like
I'll dance your strange
holding a studio hostage with like blood.
I warn you, Mr. Donaldson, you better be nimble on your feet, because you'll only have one chance to tango with me.
Well, let's put on our dancing shoes then, shall we? I'd like to ask you about sterility first, Prime Minister.
Yes, a terrible situation.
Oh, damn, man.
Caused in no small part by the actions of your government.
Well, we can't control the weather systems that unfortunately have...
Unfortunately spread the fallout from your bombs in an even layer across the territories.
That's what our scientists say, yes.
Stillbirths at an all-time high, along with babies being born with terminal birth defects, babies that
The explorers got built.
callously
I'll try my best.
It's just a word, Mr. Donaldson. No need for
Oh,
conspiracy.
I overdid it.
If you say
I'll take it pretty cute.
How many unviables have been born since Liberation Night, Prime Minister?
Too many. Way too many. I mean, obviously I don't have the exact figures.
Oh, I
but
believe
that-
we do, Prime Minister. Yes, there have in fact been 2,581,280 unviable births since Liberation Night, according to official government figures.
Yeah.
14 million deaths on Liberation Night, and then another 2.5 million infant mortalities. Assume you actually managed to count them all, which, given the limits of bureaucracy...
Yeah, it's been kind of insane.
I'm sorry, is there a question?
You made a decision one November evening 5 years ago, and as a result of that decision, 16.5 million people are dead. Prime Minister, do you have any regrets at all?
Of course I do, Mr. Donaldson. I regret every grieving family, every life destroyed. I came into politics.
This is heavy.
People.
Yeah.
Well, you came into politics to help. In that case, Prime Minister, where did it all go so horribly wrong?
Well, Mr. Donaldson, Miss Wolfe, I suppose this is where we all have to put on our grown-up trousers, isn't it?
Apparently.
Patronize our audience, Prime Minister.
Oh, why not? That's how they like to be treated. They want a government to keep them safe, happy, equal and free. That's our job, you see, to make a perfect circle out of that impossible square. And if we can do just that one impossible thing, then they don't ask a lot of questions. They're not like you two. They don't want to see how the magic trick's done. They just want to gasp at the miraculous effect.
So it's the public's fault.
It's no one's fault.
It's just the way things are. You asked me where it all went wrong, but the ugly truth is it never did. I weighed the advantages of action and inaction, and I acted. And without making these tough choices,
These we still use these cameras even if it's like short out. Which I'm good for.
how things work
Oh, of
for them
course.
in the future. The homelessness, the despair, the billions.
It's only a second for that.
A life of
Thank God.
miserable poverty. That's a form of death too. It's just much, much slower and infinitely more pernicious.
Any decent leader.
Yes, any decent leader.
Including Peter Clements.
Peter was my best friend.
Is it true you never told Prime Minister Clements about your plans for Liberation Night? In the weeks that followed, you fought with him repeatedly and passionately.
Oh, this is heavy.
Staff from Team HQ who claim to have overheard
The
several
private
conversations.
Yes, we disagreed.
Oh, this is heavy.
Frequently and loudly. That was how we worked. That was why we worked.
Until you didn't.
Yes. Yes, until we realised that we no longer shared the same values.
Values like compassion,
How
Prime Minister.
dare you? Everything I've done, everything is out of compassion. But sometimes love needs to be tough. And Peter,
I'm a little bit worried about big balance stuff, honestly.
and now
I almost just like with the
now he's gone.
with the advanced
You need a moment, Prime
thing.
Minister. Perhaps now might be a good time for us to show the viewers at home some footage that has found its way to me. It was filmed in early December, 5 years ago. Jenny, can we have this prepared on screen 4, please?
Yes, Jeremy. We'll need a couple of minutes. You're right to continue, Prime Minister.
Peter was the heart of advice. People loved him in a way that they've never loved me. They find me cold, emotionless. But I have to be strong. I'm a woman. I can't tears. I can't.
Don't want to send it to the writers from this right now. This is something.
You would have understood that.
Are you sure you don't need a moment to compose yourself, Prime Minister? I'm sure we can cut away to something about buttons.
This is cruel. Advance are guilty of many things, but we were never cruel.
Well, I think that's up for debate.
That's fair.
Please, just I need a minute. Just point that camera away from me.
I have a question, Prime Minister.
Fine. Fine, just ask your question.
Why are there no tears on your face?
Oh. Oh my God.
Oh, well played, Miss Wolf. Well played. That would be the security services. They're here for Mr. Donaldson and to escort me safely out of the building. I very much imagine this will be the last broadcast any of you ever make.
Jeremy, we have to get you out of here now.
Except there's a small army directly outside the door, and I believe there's only one way in or out, due to a peculiarity in the design of these old buildings. She's played us.
I can't go back to Betterment.
And yet to Betterment you will surely go. Don't you worry, Jeremy, we won't let them take you. Oh, perhaps you'd like to join him. After all, aiding and abetting an escaped convict is, of course, a crime in itself.
Leave them out of it. This was my idea.
We're in!
I surrender! There's no need for violence! I have to know! There's no need to rest!
Tango received, ma'am!
Yeah, they definitely turned around on that, man. Damn.
There. No serious damage.
But it wasn't serious, honestly.
You have to play the footage. Don't let it all be in vain.
I've no doubt that illegally obtained you will be joining Mr. Donaldson in Betterment. Do you have a family, Alex? Perhaps you'd like to think how well they'd cope without you. Take them away.
Oh God.
The footage! Alex! You have to play the footage! Show them all!
I want this shut down now. I want you to cut Alex Winston
Oh.
off. I don't care how you do it. Just
What's that? Sorry, Prime Minister, the tannoy seems to be broken.
if this footage is shown. I'd like to apologise to our regular viewers of the Nightly Show who may have been upset by some they've had to witness tonight. Clearly his time on the run has affected Mr. Donaldson in ways that could be considered upsetting. We're going to be going to the adverts a little early tonight, but before we do, I want to say something to you all. If you have been disturbed by anything you've seen tonight, please make an appointment with your local cohesion centre, where experts will be there to advise and counsel you. And, of course, they have the power to prescribe. Please be
God damn, man.
Mr. Donaldson will be giving the very best of care in what I'm sorry to say will probably be a long and arduous process of betting. Maybe, one day, when he has completed his reformation, we may see him again in this very studio.
Give us opportunity, though, honestly.
This programme will be back tomorrow night, but to ensure that you always have access to the heart of government,
Yeah, for real, honestly.
new regular presenter, assisted of course by Megan Wolf and her team of top reporters. I, for one, am pretty excited about it. The security services will examine the footage Mr. Donaldson claims to have acquired, and should it be in the public interest, we will, of course, release it.
I kind of doubt that.
And not on this show. There are proper channels for such sensationalism, and the Nightly Show is certainly not one of them. That's something Mr. Donaldson never understood. The news is a dangerous thing. It needs context. It's complex and multifaceted.
But it's going to be shown like 4 in the morning when nobody's going to see it. I'd be surprised, honestly.
My name is Julia Salisbury. Have a peaceful night. You two, come here.
Oh, God.
I'm so pleased to announce that the audiobook of the first volume of my autobiography, Advancements by Julia Salisbury, is now available.
Don't arrest me, I love.
These stories from
I need this job.
the uneven past are lovingly narrated. I understand why you pulled this childish stunt. Can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing for a friend.
Not all schools had uniforms back then, so I
No, it won't.
my emerging womanly curve.
Good. Let's get back to work.
Okay. It's... Yeah, I did have to show the footage, but it like it only gave me a couple seconds before they shut it off, so unfortunately I didn't get a chance to do it. I mean, plus I was also going with like with the full advanced support run. So I guess we're still going with that. So yeah, works. But yeah, honestly, wow, that was definitely something, honestly. Yeah, though, it was sort of expected to end this way, man. Yeah. Oh, jeez. But yeah, honestly, that was a really good game. I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out, honestly. At least it's just my opinion. Oh, man. Yeah, I think I'm definitely planning on doing like a separate run for the separate disrupt run. I think that's probably gonna do. But I'll probably do it on my own, I think. So it's my opinion, though. So can I There we go. Okay.
That's right. Tonight on the Couch of Chat, we're discussing last weekend's Cat Football Championship. But we have got someone very special joining us. Fresh from Betterment, please put your hands together for Jeremy Donaldson!
Jeremy Donaldson!
Jeremy, it's so good to see you.
Hey!
Welcome.
So, what's it like to be back, Jeremy?
It's so cold, Julia. Really so cold.
Oh, God.
Do you think you could give our topic tonight a bit of the old Donaldson spin?
Our headlines tonight. They think it's all over. It is meow.
Oh, man.
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
Well,
Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
that was interesting. My God, man. But yeah, but honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed us. Just didn't feel as well, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. But yeah, while the main while my playthrough this game took his finish, it's not gonna be the end of me playing live broadcast because I am planning on doing the DLC, the stories, because I saw that there was some season pass for that, so looking forward to doing that. But yeah, at least for now, this is gonna be the end of live broadcast. But yeah, so we'll get back to it, probably after the second DLC comes out, maybe, because I've heard that like as you see in the corner, like one of the DLC is coming out the end of this month, actually, which is something. Or actually, I think maybe I might probably be back to like, as it come out, maybe. Live ends, but yeah. Yeah, there's one coming at the end of this month. There's one coming out like later this year. There's one coming out in 2024, I heard. So yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably get you like hopefully soon. The full game, I think, is relatively recently actually came out, so maybe that. Yeah, I think it's been out for like a few months, maybe. But yeah, that's a bit of it today. Yeah, I'm thinking like soon after the first DLC release, I'll probably get back to it. We'll do a run through of it, then we'll just do it as we go. So yeah, but yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for hanging with me. It was fun to experience in this game. I'm looking forward to doing some other runs eventually. It's going to be fun doing this. A bit of ooh, okay. Interesting. But yeah. Let's go and figure out something to raid. So I know we're definitely one way longer than I usually would have. This is like I have too vain for me, so yeah, I'm getting rid of that.
I'm Megan Wolf. And I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
Let's see, is anything else playing? Nah, not the one.
Well, that's very blunt.
Which is there's not many people on right now, so see if they've been on team still on.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes, the people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you do that.
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
Alright, yeah.
We're still vassal slaves. were just in prettier cages.
I think that's what we'll do. So as soon as it actually like lets me go for that.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been.
Alright. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, that's a very blunt.
Let me go ahead and switch over to my page.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that
So let's do that.
you say.
But now you start to see it. The people.
Yeah, we're gonna go and give Criminal Santa raid. We'll try that out here.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
Still vassal slaves were just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Alright, so that's gonna be a raid message. Feel make it a little themed of it. So if you happen to sub, just don't copy those down. If not, you just spam whatever raid modes you have. But yeah, and that's gonna be it for today. I'll be back on Saturday for we're gonna be finishing up Backbone, and I'm hoping to get through Tales of the Backbone Preludes that day too. But worst case scenario, we'll just do it later. Do another time, hopefully. Because I imagine finish up Backbone won't take too long, so we'll get this started. But yeah, we hope to see you on Saturday. Right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
What did they do?